thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. Why does Aaron Kessler Mobile have my face? No one knows. Please let me know how my
Yep.
volume levels are. I think they're
No one
pretty good,
knows. It's a
but
StreamYard thing. Does that sometimes for some reason.
it's it's
It's
a
because we're the
yard.
same person, bro.
We're literally the same person, turning
Apparently,
into the
both Zach
same person.
Mortimer. Zach Mortimer
So
avatar.
the avatar of Mortimer. We are obtaining the word of the day. The word of the day is
Ooh.
apotheosis. And as defined on Google, it says the highest point in the development of something, culmination, or climax. But as we see from the Greek origin, it means from God, or conjugated to mean make a god of. And apotheosis was actually the search for turning yourself into a god, and was the search of all Greek mystery schools, and actually the Greek pantheon was to understand them as symbolic metaphors that you could incorporate into yourself as energetic signatures to obtain
Hmm.
apotheosis.
Hmm.
Hi, I'm Zach.
I like it.
This is Expanded Understanding. Aaron Kessler looks like me right now, but regardless of that, we're all very happy to have you here. Today has been an
100%.
outstandingly incredible, tremendous, wonderful, amazing day, and it's just a little bit better than the last one, and that's what's been happening for a while for me, and I hope that's the same thing that's
Hmm.
happening for you guys. And Layla, Brittany, Charlotte, Kevin, Sam, uh, let's see, Jacob, Joe, Willow, um, yeah, Tiffany, welcome to the show. Tonight we're going to try and
Well,
expand our understanding some more on Walter Russell, maybe dig into some primer fields, and who knows if we'll actually get to any of the stuff that we're actually trying to get to, but we're going to give it our best shot. And yeah, we want to dig into some more of magnetism, the universe, and how it affects you as a human, and how you can use that to manifest your own reality. Aaron, how are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm super.
Aaron's mic cut out at the critical time, but that's okay because his wonderful co host, Zach, is here to tell you about how we fed a village of 100 individuals for the entire month. Yes, let's give a round of applause for ourselves. Everybody, just a quick moment. Round of applause for the community coming together to expand the community and actually help some people out, some indigenous individuals to the Amazon rainforest. They have everything that they need now for the next month. They have the pharmaceuticals that they need to help the people that are sick. They have the food to keep the people healthy that are already healthy. They will get even stronger. They did a ceremony for this community last night as I asked them to thank us. That's a true blue ayahuasca ceremony by the people who discovered ayahuasca themselves. Let's give a round of applause to the people who discovered ayahuasca themselves. It was the plants, ladies and gentlemen. It was the plants all along. Thank you, plants. You've
Hmm.
brought us here together now. I have placed this beautiful tree of life that was created by some other indigenous people and provided to me through my mother by my mentor who worked with the Monroe Institute because that's part of what got us here. Let's give a round of applause for all those people too. Very nice. We've always been together. We've always been doing it.
Hmm.
It's always been us, and we're still here
Hmm.
doing it. And we're going to make it even better than it was yesterday. And we're going to do that all together. Hello, Mello. Super good to see you here. Hope your things have
Hmm.
gone good. If they're over with now, if they're still going, I hope they keep getting even better. And regardless, I hope they keep getting even better. So I got some pictures of that stuff. I actually didn't prime those, so I'm not that good at what I'm doing. But I do have some pictures that I will get around to having of the people that we have helped out. The person that is actually heading all of that up without me even asking him at all, he sent me receipts of literally every single thing that they bought. Literally every single item. How crazy is that? So you know it's real. I'll show you pictures of all those receipts. As a matter of fact, let's just go ahead and do what it takes to bring it up right now. The problem is I'm logged in weird browsers, and I could probably figure it out. Let's see here. Where are we in the universe? We are over here. I get a lot of messages in Messenger, so it's kind of hard to find. Um, I guess we could just start it from the top, and I'll show you everything that I have seen because that's what we're all about around here. Full disclosure and authenticity. so that everybody knows what's going on. Application window. We'll go with Facebook over here instead. Okay, so here we have a picture of some pharmaceuticals that were purchased with all of this stuff down here as well. Some of the individuals that are currently in the tribe are suffering very deeply with COVID, and we'll see what happens with them. So we do have some pharmaceutical interaction that is taking place because some people are pretty serious cases. Here's a receipt of receiving the money from Western Union. We sent to them 450 US dollars, which translates to, you can't see it on here, it's very small, 1,500, and I think it's 15 Peruvian soles. This is the wrong direction because that's the receipt of sending it. Here's some other pharmaceuticals, tonic waters, a treatment for a specific individual. We have some receipts here, receipts from all kinds of various different places. All of this was handled. Look at all this work that's done right here by an individual who spent his entire life trying to help individuals, and he's still here today doing all of this logistical work to ensure that people are eating. We couldn't have done this on our own. Like, all we had to do was get this guy money, and then he goes around throughout Pucallpa, which is 2 hours away from his village. He has to ride on a boat down the river for an hour to even get to a road where he has to travel another hour to even be able to get into Pucallpa. It takes him multiple hours in Pucallpa to go to all of these different places, and then while he's doing that, and he's like 60 years old himself. He's struggling with his health. He's working very hard all the time. He's taking care of tons of people. And, his parents, his mother has cancer right now. She may not make it much longer. But still, during that, not only is he going around doing all this stuff, but he's providing us with all of these pictures and all of the receipts of everything that he's purchasing. Here's some individuals from the village as they are unloading the food from the boats. Here is one of the other shamans of the village. I believe this is Dio's mother, sitting in front of all these bags of food. We bought all those bags of food, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give another round of applause for the bags of food. Another round of applause for the bags of food.
And look, and this is
11:11.
The pictures and all this stuff are really important too, because it's real stuff that we're doing and stuff that we need to keep doing for the time being and for who knows how long. So we have Patreon that you can link to and do a monthly subscription, or you can do a GoFundMe or a one-time subscription. But this is $450 to feed 100 families for a month. So this is an ongoing thing that we're doing. That Jen and Zach have been down there, know them all personally. They're very much like family to them. So it's very important this we continue to feed into. So this is awesome. This is incredibly encouraging and heartwarming and great. And we want to keep this going. So then the church tithing 10%. It's never supposed to be about just giving 10% to the church. That's absurd. It's knowing your own personal responsibility with sowing the seed of the investments that you are putting into things. And so when you choose to set aside whatever percentage it is to specifically invest to certain things, there's massive energetic return on those dynamics. So when you see it, money is energy, and sowing seed in exchange of energy, then you find places that you resonate with, and you can do monthly subscriptions or whatever's in your budget or whatever it is. And there's definitely, and obviously right here, I mean, we're getting direct contact with the tribe. We get actual pictures, receipts, like you get to see what you're actually doing with your money, like straight there. It's not a big organization. This goes to us and goes straight to them. So thank you guys very, very much. Let's keep doing it.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. This is really great work that we're doing here. This is exactly what we want to see as a community. These people have done so much to help out, like what you want to call the light work or spiritualist community or anything like that. Like it might be the reason why we were actually able to maintain consciousness. It's altogether possible as the work of people like this. Many of the pharmaceuticals that exist even in the world that are, nice for your daily stuff. Aspirin, for instance. We would not have aspirin if it wasn't for indigenous Amazonian tribes that told ethnobotanists that came down there, look, this thing gets rid of a headache. It relieves inflammation, etc. And they went, oh, cool, let's take this tree back to a lab and synthesize out the thing that exactly does that, patent that, so that we can sell it to individuals. These individuals are giving it away for free to heal other people because they actually care. And these are very important people here, and we are one with them. They very much so did a ceremony last night, and I did a ceremony at around about the same time, where purposely to connect us. There's a prophecy of the eagle and the condor carried throughout all American tribal cultures, and that is of a time where consciousness will rise in the south and consciousness will rise in the north, and like two birds meeting together in the middle and then circling together, they will connect those consciousness and allow reality to emerge anew. And I believe that time is upon us, and so do many tribal chiefs from around the land, all down the Americas, coincidentally enough. Very interesting. We may indeed be the eagle going to meet the condor. Caw-caw! Caw-caw!
Condor.
Anyways,
Awesome.
So, very good job, everyone. Jasmine's YouTube is not loading. Google AI. We need you. Fix it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now that we've handled the word of the day and we've talked about the Shipabo people, today we had 2 new shows. And I know a lot of people in here caught
we
them,
did.
but let's take a moment to give a round of applause for how amazing those were. Good job, ladies. Great work. Great work.
Yep.
Just incredible,
Angela's-
really.
Angela's show this morning. So she was with one of the oh shoot, I'm trying to think what the tribe she was one, but she's actually talking with a woman on there she's been with down in Temescal. Am I saying that right? Down in Mexico. And she's actually down there. So she's a local native. Angela's built a relationship with her. She was on the show today with Angela and having conversation. So was another lady, I'm not sure her name, but talking about some of the neurological dynamics of the birthing process and some other really, really awesome stuff. Really great conversation. And then Jen's was beautiful. Jen was Jen, and it was wonderful. And she was on there for, I don't know, 2 hours-ish or something. And, you know, she'll be on every night at 5. And there's just beautiful things in there. Jen's an incredibly beautiful and pure and wonderful, loving human being and creates an incredible space for people to come together and heal and connect. So I'm very, very grateful for them. We have other shows coming up here soon. And I think we have 2 more. We have Kala, and then we have another one coming up soon. They're all hosted by women, which is great because that's 80% of our audience. So I'm glad we're giving them what they want.
We are all women in our own right.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, I really love all you guys. It turns out Aaron is not in a vehicle tonight except for his DNA skin suit, which is a multi-dimensional vehicle allowing him free access to all places and times simultaneously, and even ones only he can imagine.
It's true.
Let's give a round of applause for Space Jesus. Good job,
Yay,
Space
me.
Jesus. Welcome back to the planet, Space
Thanks.
Jesus. Great job getting
Thanks.
back here. I know it's a compressing journey. A condensation, if you will, but you've done a great job.
Spiraling
So you really
triangles and
handled
all that
business
shit.
on that one.
Yep.
Yeah, really good job. I'm really just so proud of everyone. So this show with Angela, we had 3 ladies. I've never even met 2 of them that were on there. One of them is from Mexico. It's amazing that we even have her on the show with where she's located. You know,
Mhm.
we got Angela on there. It seemed like she did a meditation at the beginning of it. I was doing about a million things during this show, so I didn't get to watch it live, actually. I just happened to pop in intuitively at the exact right times to put people in the show and end the show. It was pretty amazing. But did some really good stuff on there. And then Jen, of course, with hers, you know, it was great to see how she kind of had the first hour kind of scripted, and then she got into that flow. And the flow was probably even better. A lot of chat interaction. Really appreciate y'all being there for both of these groups of people to really support them. That's huge. We got to support each other. We can really do anything that we want if we get a big enough group, and then we just basically follow around supporting each other. Then we'll be successful with everything, and we can make whatever we want. So it's really all about that. Great job. Round of applause for everybody. Everybody helping out in every way that they help out. Big round of applause. Everybody's getting sick of clapping. Almost. We're not quite done clapping yet. We're very
quite.
close. We'll find at least one more thing to clap about.
Energy
I'm sure
flows
of it.
without restriction.
We're gonna. That's a single clap, ladies and gentlemen. Just one clap.
One big loud one.
One big loud clap.
Yeah.
Indeed. So, there was another thing that I thought about sharing, but I seem to have forgotten what it was.
I'm sure it'll come back.
Yeah.
At
Made a
some
bunch
point.
of new overlays for the shows today. We did not have a solo cam overlay. I have created one for most shows now, and it's an easy retrofit for the other ones. It goes over the top, like so. And then someone comes in here, and then we put Space Jesus in full screen. Look at that. Look at the beautiful overlay, ladies and gentlemen. Look at
Oh,
the
there's no overlay.
It's-
Just the expand
there-
understanding
There is, in fact, an overlay
and the ISN.
when it loads.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a border around the thing down here. There's a border around the outside. It's separated from the screen, especially on YouTube. It's going to offset it from dark mode or light mode and really give us that framing that we want. And we can just, of course, build off of this. Jen's was a little bit, I was playing with it in the midst of the show,
she had
so
the
I kind of
vines
just
and the other stuff on there.
kept adding stuff. But, so, yeah, you know, you got to start somewhere. That's good, getting that stuff done.
And Zach loves it. He's just telling you shit he does, and he loves it. He's thoroughly enjoys
Oh
it.
yeah,
He's very good
I
at it.
actually I do enjoy it. I'm also, it turns out, as of yesterday and today, I've never picked up instruments in my life, and
Mm.
I've picked up a banjo yesterday, learned how to pluck a banjo. My camera just
Cool.
decided to reset itself. It'll be back in a moment, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, I didn't
Your
disappear.
audio's here.
Um,
Cool.
So plucked the banjo a little bit. Joe teaching me some things. He knows a lot about playing instruments, it seems. I am not good at all, but today I also picked up a guitar, and I was better than I was yesterday. And that
Mhm.
means if I continue that path, I will be excellent in eventually time. So
In eventually time.
eventually time.
Yeah. Well
Yeah.
said. That's better than it
So
was yesterday, and I will be good in eventually time.
it is true. It is true. If
Yeah.
you're better than you
Good.
were the time before when you did it, then you will be better enough eventually.
Mhm. Brittany says,
So
I absolutely love the whole ISN thing. What was your tell the story on your idea for the logo and just how that came together and the name.
it's got a lot of things in it. I really I owe a lot of my being and my life as it currently is to my work with ayahuasca. So in my work with other people, I wanted to incorporate that in the name. At the point in the time when I developed it, I was very focused on the idea of ascension. So it's a clever play on words, just with the idea of I ascend, and kind of the idea that like Apple, right? iPhone, I ascend,
Mm.
right? But
Mhm.
done in a clever way with paying homage to ayahuasca, and then a wonderful artist that I have worked with in my life created this. Let's get this screen. Well, we can't. I don't have an overlay for that one. Can't show it easily in big format, so we're
We
gonna go back
pop
to this.
up.
Nevertheless,
Oh,
if you drop this off, or the comment? If you see the Y that's in ISN down there, in a certain way, this speaks to this idea of the ability for something that is twisting a vine to diverge in one format of itself and converge in another format of itself. It's also the mapping of the negative space of a tetrahedron, and that is the base element of fire, or ignis. So in this, we are showing that we have the grounding of the vine, but we have the ability to diverge like the wind or the water to maintain our flow. And in addition to that, we are symbolically the fire that hides inside the tetrahedron, holding all four elements in but only three spaces. So, and other things. I'm a symbol nerd, if you haven't noticed. So also inside of that, it's about talismanic symbol for myself. It is definitely a methodology of my own progression through the people that I work with. I always learn new things about myself by obtaining their perspectives and helping them see it from mine, and what we come together because of that. And very much so, it has been a vehicle for my own ascension, and thus I ascend. So hopefully in the long run, everyone feels comfortable with that, and they all take it into their hearts, and in and of themselves, I ascend. So we are all one thing, and there's only one of us. So there's only one thing that can ascend or descend or move left or right or anything like that. So I appreciate y'all for being here with me, because you're all part of it. And if you're a part of where I've gotten and the way I feel about my life, you must be an incredible individual, because my life is falling over like my microphone. Just kidding. It's not. It's actually working very good. At any rate. So in other additional news outside of I Ascend, we are having some people that Aaron will be down here this week. And there's some other individuals from the local area that will be over here too, that we're very happy to have here and happy to spend a nice time with, and probably listen to some music, make some music, tell some jokes, do some dancing, all these kinds of things. And just in time for that, it turns out Aaron likes to send presents, because there's gloves and you can't see it very well unless I turn off the lights, but perhaps you can see that they're blinking like crazy. And I will generate some videos of these with good footage so you can actually see what they look like and enjoy the dance woven light codes. But
Fuck yeah. I get to
so we
experience it in
have
person.
interesting
Real
things to
time.
play with. And there is he also sent some glasses that basically split light as well, so it makes the already tons of blinking dots even more blinking dots. And then like the hugest box I've ever seen of LED lights. I don't know, there must be like 100 in here or something. I don't even know what we're gonna do with all these things. It's like a lifetime supply of LED lights or something like that. So
I think it's 10 of each. I think it's 10 of each color, and they're finger lights, so you can actually put them on with individual switches on each finger. You were talking about. 'Cause I don't know if the gloves have that option, so you can actually switch each individual one on and off. And there's 4 different colors, so you can put them on your fingers.
yeah, with the gloves, there's many different settings, which are really cool
Okay.
because there's a fast blink, like a slow fade between the colors, a
Yeah.
blinking red, a blinking green, a blinking blue, and then an always on red, green, blue, and always on all of them. And that's like a lot of combinations that create
Awesome.
different looking stuff. And
Cool.
so that's pretty outstanding. Sorry, I'm like hooking my mic back up to my desk while I'm talking. So if my
Yeah.
audio is changing constantly, that's why. She wants to see those gloves on acid, but hopefully not too much
Mhm.
acid, because one time in 2001, a young Zach Mortimer was at a rave, just wanting to give a girl a good light show. And then it had to stop because she started frothing at the mouth and seizing, and we had to render her with medical assistance. So hopefully not too much acid, because that can go bad. But at any rate, you know, that's what happens. So love me some good gloving. Well, it turns out you're going to be over here, so you'll get to see some, because that's a thing that I've been doing for way longer than anyone should play with gloves, but exactly as long as I should have been. I don't
Super
even know what that
stoked.
means. But
It means
yeah,
it
I'll
means
make
I'm
some
in for an
videos.
awesome time watching you do your thing while I'm down there. That's what it means. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, yeah. So I will make some videos for anybody who is not able to join us yet at this time, although I'm sure you will be able to at some point in time, I hope. And then, yeah, you guys can check it out in a nice dark room on a, thing of your choice.
Hmm.
So, because I can put it to music and stuff, and yeah, sync it all up, because, yeah, amazing. So, yeah, exactly. Mike Falls, fall with it, exactly. It's just part of the performance, laying down on the ground to give part of what you're doing.
Yep.
I actually meant to do that. Yeah, In and Out is a definite thing that should be happening. Not too far from our current location. It looks like everything is coming together swimmingly. Very excited. So many good things happening. So much stuff done today. I slept for approximately 3 hours. I got up, and before I ever drank anything or ate anything or any other thing, I was sitting down at my computer and finished out all the rest of the overlays, just because I sat down, I answered one message and just started screwing with it. And next thing I knew, it was like an hour later, and I was basically completely done with them. And I was like, whoa, I haven't done anything, but like I woke up and I was immediately here. But that's when you know you're doing something that you love, folks. When you wake up and you just like don't even routine
Do
at
it.
all.
Yeah.
You just immediately start doing the thing. And that means it's good. So I was very excited about things today. We got another new show coming up from Kala here soon as well. She was tentatively going to start today, but she's like driving and moving from Idaho and da-da-da-da-da. And soon we got everything made. We got the plan. We have the platform. We have the wonderful community that makes this all possible. And we're excited to bring you some more content, be it dancing, art, sound healing. We're making some music. Yoga is something that's actually going to happen more often, making some meditations, guided meditations. I got another person who might be looking to do a show. She's a licensed hypnotist and neuro-linguistic practitioner master. So she'll be sharing some of that information and some of her own hypnosis as well, if you'd be interested in that. She also has 2 really amazing kids who she's been consciously homeschooling, and basically kind of allows them to follow their own paths. And like her 8-year-old son is like super psyched on like astronomy and astrology, and he's learning everything there is to know about it right now. He already knows like
Cool.
more than his mom knows. It's really, really cool. Is In and Out open? It should be open for drive-through, I would suspect. So
Yeah. Most places
everything
are.
else is. So I would really suspect that it is. Thank you, by the way, Aaron, for the awesome gloves and lights and glasses
You're welcome.
and fun time because that's going to be extremely enjoyable for myself, standing in the mirror for
Yeah.
hours while I play with
Yeah.
lights. So
Awesome.
that's going to be very good. That will inspire me to dance more often, which will actually back
Awesome.
inspire me to make music so that I can dance to my own music and record that at the same time, and then watch myself do that in the dark while dancing, listening to my own music. And that's just like this weird coagulation of yourself from all sides and times, and that sounds just really enjoyable.
Dude, I love that. That does sound awesome. I'm glad that you will have that opportunity.
Talking about the Yay Homeschool, it definitely is a longer format goal of mine to actually create pretty much an entire curriculum of homeschooling stuff so that we can facilitate really like conscious homeschooling being easier and having like kind of lesson plans and ideas already for like what order is good to teach people and stuff. We're going to kind of crowdsource all of this from, I don't consciously homeschool. I just like know things that would maybe be worth knowing in there. So we take mostly this information from the people who are already doing it, of which there are many in the community. Some of them aren't here in chat so much because they're very busy with their children. So they're sourcing all that information for us, and we talk all the time. And some of them are already putting together lesson plans and books and stuff like this, all very driven individuals. And definitely going to create some more of that stuff in the long run to make sure that we are able to get the information that we need to the people that need it, regardless of their age or regardless of the time. I am so excited. I just really don't even know what to do with myself. Let's see. That's all the things that I can think of. I just spent like 40 minutes of a show doing an intro. That's all for tonight, folks. We're just going to start the outro now. It's pretty good. Intro, outro. All right.
Good evening. Good night.
Yeah, spirit science. That's definitely good for like introductory stuff. That cartoon kind of aspect to it makes it really approachable. I like what they're doing there.
There's really good stuff. I've been through most of their videos. There's like, they have one on the heart, they have one on water, they have one on, and just the way they string it together, I don't care what age you are, it's very well done. Like the way it puts the animations and the information together, like I still get shit out of those. They're very, very well done.
Very well done. Oh yes, some more images. Here's people getting food that has been made. Also, one more image. I forgot about this one. So, anyways, yeah. What's up tonight, Aaron? We asked you how you were before, and then I talked for 40 minutes about other stuff. How was your day?
It was good. I think we were on the phone till like 7 or something in the morning, me and Jen, and then I ended up getting a couple hours of sleep and woke up refreshed and getting work done, and everything's great, man. I'm super stoked to be coming out there soon. Super stoked.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting. Got to admit, I really honestly can't even put words to the whole thing. Very excited. It's like it's way off the scale of any scale I would give it. So, didn't expect this to be happening in May, in like February or anything like that. That's for sure. Brittany, can you tell me a little bit more about what Cosmic Kids Yoga is? Like, what differentiates it from?
Yeah. What's that?
Other yoga.
It's fun as fuck. It's good to know. What is it though?
Okay, so should I tell my tale? Yes, Kevin. You should dial into the show and tell your tale.
Yeah. Please do.
But not
Let me
from chat.
I'll send a link.
Call in here.
Send you a link.
Victor
Kev.
Longoria, what's up? How are you doing? We're just hanging out here, living our best lives on the internet.
Kevin Grooms. All right, Kev, I just sent you the link. So click the link, get your settings all set up, and we'll pop in backstage, and then we'll put you on the main stage.
Aaron, your view is lovely. And not only that, Aaron is also a lovely view.
Look, I'm all glossy. Some shit. The ring light.
He's glowing. He's in his first trimester.
So is the best. So I'm told.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Yeah, it's my parents' place, man. I mean, I may not be living in Seattle forever, but I am. It's great. This is their downstairs office facing the water. It's awesome. It's beautiful.
It's yoga, but set to Pokemon stories or a Harry Potter theme. She tells
Shut
a
up.
story with yoga. That's pretty interesting.
Awesome.
That's a good way to make it relatable to the kids,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder if you could do that with I mean, surely you could, like even broader functionality stories, like the stories of the Vedas or something. You know what I
Totally.
mean?
Yeah, I'm sure.
So
Just
like by
finding
the
fun and
time they're
creative
7,
ways
they
to
know all
present it.
this. Yeah, they know all this yoga and they know the Vedas.
Totally. Oh shit.
That is a really good way to
Ugh.
introduce it, though. So, do you have anything you'd like to share today before we move into some educational material, Aaron?
Walter Russell. I don't know. I could always talk about things, but no, why don't we just dive right in? And then if Kevin comes on too, we can have him take the screen and chat also. But how long is this video?
This video is only 7 minutes and 32 seconds, so that'll give time for Kevin to get himself
Perfect.
situated if he is coming directly here. This video right here, as you can see from the title, is Russellian Science. Again, we've been watching through these. We've watched the first two. This could be the third one. It's the introduction to the magnetic cubic wave fields of space. And don't worry about necessarily logicking all this video. Take in the information that you do get, leave what you don't get, and just look for correlations throughout your life and allow this information to grow on you, and you can contemplate it in your existence, and then you will know whether it feels right to you. So, Kevin live, I mean, hopefully.
Yeah, he
Kevin.
said he sent me a message here. He said apologies 1 second, so he's working on it. So yeah, if we watch the video, by the time we're done, Kevin should be able to come on.
Kevin, you have 7 minutes and 17 seconds while we watch this wonderful video. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I love you all. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's Expanded Understanding. Please like and subscribe and do the stuff in the description underneath the video. If you are just joining us, we love you. And here we go with the video.
Terms in the beginning of this video series. Dr. Russell used many of these words in ways that current dictionaries do not have adequate definitions to describe. The language of light needs many different terms, new and improved terms, in order to describe the wave, which will help you better understand this presentation. Well, let's not prolong the inevitable. We have a lot to cover. To start, we will bring up the first picture of the show, which conveys the complete nature of the Creator, the Alpha and the Omega. This picture conveys the secret of creation, the beginning and the end. This is the still, undivided white light of the universal God mind. The next picture shows the reality of cause. The eternal omnipresent vacuum zero, the one magnetic light of mind, which man refers to as space. This is the real universe of knowing mind at rest, which is dark to our senses. This was the doctor's interpretation of what God is. Notice it is dark to our senses, but it conveys the still magnetic light of mind, which becomes desire, then unfolds into form and substance. Russell referred to mind knowing as being not of the physical universe, which this picture conveys beautifully in its simplicity.
Yeah, Matt, and what we're seeing is the stillness of eternity. What we notice as our physical universe are disturbances in that stillness.
This brings us to our next figure, entitled The Illusion of Effect. It conveys the transient electrically compressed universe of the two electric lights of body, the unreal motion picture universe of thinking mind in action.
The white light of stillness is expressed in the rapidly pulsing light of white incandescent suns and galaxies which populate the infinity of space. As Daniel stated earlier, electricity is the force used by mind to manifest thinking in this 3D world. The result is a very convincing illusion of matter and form. This is the very definition of Maya given by the ancient sages who derived their knowledge from mind knowing, not from experiments, equations, and formulas used in academic science, which is their definition of knowledge.
And speaking of Maya, this is where much of science loses touch with the sages, in that they are only using their senses to try to explain the effects of motion, which are infinitely complex, all the while failing to comprehend the stillness of mind knowing. The stillness of eternity is the reality of the universe. All motions are a disturbance of and a return to the stillness. This leads to all kinds of false academic theories and sense-based observations and their conclusions that only further complicate the simplicity of the wisdom of the sages. As Russell said, the senses cannot know anything. They are but recorders of the effects of motion in this cosmic cinema of illusion.
Exactly, Matt. These theories based on sensory perceptions and empirical observations of academic science are not knowledge. They are guesses. Memorizing these theories is not knowledge. It is memorizing an academic agenda whose reward is an academic degree and its social status.
Quick question. Can you give us an example of knowing versus sensing?
Knowing would be your understanding that you are eternal and that you can't die. Sensing would be the false belief that you die because your body dies. Your body is your sensory-based perception of the universe, and when it goes, you believe you go, but you are eternal.
Well, let's talk about the force that creates the illusion of substance and matter.
Electricity is the only force in the universe, Matt. Magnetism and gravity manifest to our senses as the result of electricity performing its duty. Magnetism is an elastic reaction to the motions of electricity, which is its cause. Gravity is not a separate force. It only manifests in matter because all motion seeks rest from the imbalance caused by the movements of electricity, which interrupt the normal stillness of the universe.
As Figure 61 shows, the Life Principle series of the universal heartbeat. This is the cathode and the anode. The life and death cycle as shown by the compression cathode and expansion anode rings enclosed in cubes of gravity control.
Gravity is absolute stillness, not a force. A wave or a graviton particle is theorized by academic scientists. Electricity thrusts from centers of stillness to wave-field boundaries of the cubes, which they center. There, these expanding motions are recorded in the inert gases, then they are voided on the plane of zero curvature and stillness, and radared back with thrusting electricity of compression to the centers of stillness from which they came. The pulsing, thrusting electricity produces the illusion that it creates gravity in both its expansive and contracting conditions. That is, gravity which is the stillness of the cube centers and the stillness of the 6 cubic wave field boundaries. Gravity is not a pulling force. Its so-called attractive force is an illusion according to the senses of mankind, which led to Newton to define it as an attractive force, which it is not. The thrusting force of electricity is the sole worker in the universe. It thrusts inward to create compression at wave field centers, which man observes as implosion. It thrusts outward to create compression at wave field boundaries, which mankind senses as the process of expansion. They are both in reality the same spiraling motion because they are both pushing, not pulling. One is spiraling inward and the other is spiraling outward. The so-called attraction of gravity and magnetism are illusionary forces created by these electrical motions. What man perceives as an attractive force is actually masses of like potential seeking rest in each other, in the stillness of their centering fulcrums.
Exactly, Robert. And as Dr. Russell was quoted from a letter to the editor of the New York Times in the year 1930, Newton, for example, would have solved the other half of the gravitational problem if he had found out how that apple and the tree upon which it grew got up in the air before the apple fell. I challenge the world of science to correctly and completely answer that question, he wrote.
That question is still functionally not answered today, unless you follow alternative sciences. We've got Kevin backstage. Very happy to have him here on the show. We're going to go ahead and introduce him while Aaron is away. We'll drop Aaron out of here. Kevin, how are we doing, my friend?
Excellent. How are you?
I am doing outstanding. Very, very good. Yeah. So,
So I just
Aaron should be back.
well, I started. It was kind of crazy how the last 24 hours went for me. So thanks for like no passwords last night, but the unlocking and upgrades was the shit. That's all I'll say. And then it continued on, like just falling into 7, and then. But before that shit even started, do you remember how Aaron mentioned my mood last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Before I even came on, I'd held on to some lyrical content that was affiliated with some bad choices that I'd made and some shit. And like, I don't know why I didn't do it before, but I just kind of held on to it. And yesterday I actually lit that shit on fire and let it go. And that was about, I'd say 10 years worth of lyrics that either they were all affiliated with a single individual who me and him kind of learned and came up together. And when it came down to it, he's just Parasite and always Debbie Downer, that type of shit. So
I hear
that purge of that stuff really had me in that good mood. And then, my Spaceballs buddy, like getting into that zone just had me floating even more. So everything was good. But then, what was weird was I just felt this great, it wasn't like a cocky power, but I just felt I'm good. Like, hey, I'm good. I'm good right here. I'm good. So I almost was. So then it felt like something had to go, like gut check. And that's what this morning or today was with my mom, like reminding me like, hey, bitch, you'll be coming around here with that fucking, with your ego type shit running around. I mean, it's like, I don't know. It's like, I felt, Stella got a groove back. Well, that was
Good reference.
Yeah, that was for me yesterday. And then like and it's weird because Jen had mentioned something about lighting something on fire, and that's when I was messaging you, and everything was just going ping, 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 ping. I'm just like, okay. But there was the gut check, keeping me humble, and then when I talked to her, hearing her voice and how just that little bit of time she'd come out of it, she was taking full breaths. Don't you even, Jen? Don't even do that. It's like a fucking record. It'll start and then I'll just okay. Having trouble with the radar, sir. Like.
Kevin, we've had a request. Brittany wants to know if we get any music.
See if I play music, the other beautiful soul that I create with might get shitting because I just don't know how that works.
So we'd ask Frank first. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, I'd want to make sure that all parties now, unless it's like something I made that has Frank in it, but doesn't have Frank in it.
You just mute out those bars. That's cool.
No, it's you know how he like Robert Harley's deal, like they were doing the mantra type deals.
Yeah.
Well, that kind of seeped into my consciousness, and I liked that thought, so I ran with it. Or I actually didn't leave my consciousness while I was working on this one track. So I was able to find a sitar and like some authentic like gongs, things like that. So I was trying to meld the traditional with the technical, and it came together really well. But it was like a clip and some audio from when Frank was doing one of his like little rants from Fearless. Mm-hmm. And it took a while, but I was able to turn his voice into the proper synth, and it's Frank saying "Sons of the Sun," and it's awesome. Like, I don't know, like I sat there for 2 hours, and then when I was done, I was just like, "Yo, that's pretty fucking dope." Like, but it's a process. But see, rather than him having like a lyrical content truly like in verses or whatever, and me having vocals in verses, it's kind of a traditional D&B track, but with my idea was for us to do the seed mantras, because at that 165, 170 BPM, it'd be really hard to try to drop some of those more technical things in there. But seed mantras, like the way that I ping pong the sitar, that's the way that I hear the seed mantras. And it's also pretty easy that anyone that had, say, never heard could do it from the jump. You know what I mean? That was important too. Like, you didn't have to be knowledgeable if it, like, first time out, like, come on, jump in the water. Shit's warm. Shit's good. Whatever. It's like, that's the deal. So,
awesome.
The track's called Inner Space.
Cool. When are you guys actually looking to drop that? How close are you guys getting to being finished with it?
Right. Ask me, because I know.
Yeah, we gotta ask Frank. See what tracks we can play.
No. Like, see, that was just another thing. Like, I took like a week off, and then just because sometimes like things get amped up so much that my workflow, or when I'm in that flow state, like, I don't shut it off. Like, I'll naturally just be going and going. Like, I haven't been to bed yet. It's like my 4th cup of Bulletproof. Like, because when I'm in it, and like, I'll sleep, when I'm not here. It's all good. Like, that's just, I'm that passionate about it. I don't want to miss anything. So I will force myself and just stay through it. But there's those times where I'm just like, nah, I'm going to go to sleep for a week.
Yeah, no doubt.
Or like those 5 days, because I try, like, and now that, what is it? I only work 2 days at Amazon now, and I haven't even worked any of those since they went all Hitler-esque with the fucking face masks and shit, and I bucked on them for that. I felt good about that, but they looked confused. But I digress. It's I don't know. I can what would be the best way for audience to hear said music and not have it like delayed or some crazy latency, or like you're listening to it in a aluminum can or some shitty something?
You should be able to play it off
You
of.
can share your screen.
Yeah.
There should be a thing to share your screen down at the bottom.
Okay.
And when you click that, it'll
It's
open up.
It's below in the backstage there, below our screen. So right below your face, Kevin, you've got those options. So on the far right there is the screen share. So if you click on that,
screen share,
they'll give you options. You can pull from like a Chrome tab or an actual application window.
Cool.
Make sure
Yeah,
you
or your
click the
whole
bottom left part where it says share audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shmee.
Meep.
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 Beep boop.
Burp.
Meep.
Welcome to
Meep.
Making Sounds with Aaron, Zach, and Kevin.
Meow.
My pigeon sound is pretty good, huh?
Pretty good. I can do an elephant. You want to hear? You want to hear an elephant?
Yeah, let's hear an elephant.
Wait.
Sounds
Pretty
like
solid.
something else, actually.
What does it sound like?
Come on, man. All right, let's see. Where are you at?
We're waiting for something to load.
Yeah, I know.
My mom was in the room when we were doing animal noises. She thought that was pretty entertaining.
Tell
So
her to
that's a
tune
pretty
into the stream and let all
highbrow
our friends know.
conversation right there.
It doesn't always have to be highbrow. Sometimes making animal
True.
noises is the thing to do.
Fuck.
No doubt.
All right.
So I was with Kevin when we were doing our, me and Angela were doing our tour around the east side of the United States, and we stopped and stayed with Kevin for actually, I think we showed up when we get there like 3:30 in the morning, Kevin.
Yes, and
Right.
you fucking drove downtown after I specifically tried to stop you from doing so, but it's all good.
Yeah.
It's part of the experience.
He said like, he sent us in general direction to where was it, to Charlotte or something, or where was the actual city? Georgetown, Charlestown, which was the one near you?
Charleston.
Yeah, so that's where we went, and then it ended up taking us right to the middle of Charleston to some Capitol building, and then ended up hanging out there for like half an hour and doing some shit and walking around and connecting with that, and then we met you at your place, and then we hung out for like 3 hours, slept for a little bit, and then we were out. Man, we weren't there super long, but it was cool, man. It was right where you're at in your little studio area. It's super fucking cool, man. Here's some of your stuff and some of your writing. I love your heart, Kevin. It's really fucking cool. I'm really glad you're on the show, and I'm really stoked for the album to drop.
Hey, me too. I just don't know when that.
Yeah.
No, it's like look, do the like put your left foot in, put your left foot out, that type of shit. Like
Shake
so,
it all about.
Like yeah,
Do the
so
hope. That's what
I
it's
don't
all
know.
about.
Straight. I'm trying to play this audio and I'm a noob,
Noob. The
dude.
noob with the good camera equipment.
I have shitty
And nice
equipment,
mic.
that's what I got. Like, you can't see me with the shit, but you can sure as hell hear me. But even that's running through that mic on that thing, so it's like poo-poo platter. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen for no effing reason. This was exciting, and I'm so glad I fucking took time out of y'all's.
Would it not work?
Like, I can start playing it, but I don't want to blast shit and then nobody else hear it. But hold on, here we go.
Yeah, let's see if it comes through. You should have another screen
Can you
on
hear
there.
that?
No. Did you share screen? Make sure to click enable audio when you shared screen.
I made sure about that, but
Well, it should, if you're sharing screen, it should show up. Zach, shouldn't it show another box down backstage that we can bring on screen?
son bitch. I'm trying to see it. Yeah, entire screen. Go. Can you see my entire screen?
Yeah, usually it would show up, I think, as a separate box from your actual camera and your face down here. I don't know why it's not.
Shit. Hold up. Hold up. Because I was switching browsers and shit, and there's some stuff that
Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez,
It has to be
Kevin.
in Chrome to share with audio, by the way.
Chrome tab, yeah.
Okay. Screen recording. Okay, cool. At least see, it's giving me instructions. See, I'm using Brave.
Mm.
It's whack. No. All right, so I gotta stop that shit. Later, son. Ah! I guess the only thing to do is take my shirt off and then like have some tech.
That sounds like a good plan. I think that's a good way to make up for not being able to share your screen. Let's make that happen.
Just take your shirt off and spin it around your head like a helicopter.
Yeah, and then just throw down some lines while you're doing it.
Dude. So basically what happened is I shit the bed when I was just trying to use a different browser than Google or Chrome or whatever the fuck. Awesome. Love that.
Maybe. Yeah. When you click share screen on the right side of the window that opens, there's going to be Chrome tab, and you just click the right Chrome tab, click share audio, and then click share. And then it will pop up. Theoretically.
Hold on. See, I got lost in the vortex, man. Share screen. Your entire screen, application window.
Chrome
Or-
tab.
I don't see
Chrome
any
tab.
of that. Oh, wait, hold up.
You can just do entire screen.
Hold up.
If,
I enabled the audio on Brave. That option was not. Can you hear that?
no, it's gonna have to share your screen on here before we're gonna be able to ever hear.
It's fine.
Fucking shit.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Don't worry, we're making it up as we go along. If we're not done in 5 minutes, perhaps just wait longer. There we go. We got it. We've done it. We have successfully done it. Now we got to switch over to this thing. There we go.
Can
We
you
have
hear the
screen
audio?
shared. I cannot hear any audio right now.
God, so if it ain't one thing, it's another.
Did you click the share audio?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
Okay.
back. So, dude. So, all I need is the one time. Any shows after this, I guarantee it'll be fucking.
Yeah, no worries. We're all figuring it out, man. Once we get OBS, I think everything will be a lot easier too. Sounds like.
OBS, you'd have to get me to share it. So.
Oh,
send
you'd
me
have
the
to do it?
file. Yeah.
We don't have a way for people to share their own screen through OBS. It's just a StreamYard thing.
If we're like sharing screen regions from Discord or something, and then they like live stream on there is
Okay.
ways that you can work around it, or like Zoom has screen sharing,
Yo.
and you can.
I'll just send
Do
it
all
to
the
one of
calls
you
on time.
two and fucking wash my hands of that shit.
Yeah,
send
just
it
go
to
ahead
that.
and send it to me. Does it need to be emailed?
It's an MP3. It can go through Messenger. It's small,
Okay.
but I don't like Discord. They're fucking small. Like this shit's small.
Yeah, just send it. Just go ahead and send it to me on Facebook, or you can email it to me.
Yeah.
Bree said, "Hi, Aaron's my mom. My mom was in here. She had a bunch of fresh flowers she just picked out from the garden. She's really excited about. She's already gone now. I'd show them. They're really pretty.
Chillin'. Okay. Man.
Meh.
Man.
Meh.
Never get me alive, copper.
See? You're gonna be alive, see?
Like, I have no idea why this shit's just. I'm just out of my element right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, like I said, just the one time.
It's all good. You're riffing with
Okay.
random animal noises and shit. It's cool.
And then it'll be professional.
Just don't lose the animal noises. It's very professional.
I sent you a message on
Was
Facebook.
that-
I know you
was-
got it because I heard it.
Yeah. Was that you?
That was me.
I heard that, bro. You turning the screen. I heard your phone go off.
All right, let's see here. Here we go. Getting somewhere. It's getting warm. Completed. And did I have files within files within files within files?
I like to keep them seated in at least 6 pointless directories.
Oh shit. I don't. Here. You're gonna get this one. I hope it's decent.
Cool.
Holy shit, Brick. I'm making things way more difficult.
Why are you shitting bricks, bro? Just push it out nice and soft.
Slowly.
Do what you're doing. Just do it slower.
It's on the way. It should be there in a moment.
I am eagerly awaiting.
I just hope it doesn't sound like a piece of shit. Because this would be way too much buildup. It'd kind of be like last night. You guys like doing the analogies and break. Oh, you know what? I think it doesn't even have where I'm at. Hold on. Don't fucking play that track.
All right.
Don't, Zach. Don't you fucking play that track. Wait.
I was professional enough to remember where I was at.
Mm-hmm.
So that was good.
That's good. Good job.
Because that
buddy.
mix would have just been so bullshit.
Oh yeah, you don't want that mix.
No sitars, none of the stuff that I was just talking about. It wouldn't have been in there. So it'd have been like, what is this guy saying, man? He's just totally
All that stuff you talked about, I didn't hear any of that.
no sitar, no fucking what? Do you even play music, you fuck?
You made up all those things, didn't you? Are those even
Do you
instruments?
even know how to share screen share? I don't understand. You must not even
Are
do
you-
music.
Are you even really on the internet?
Are you a bot? Are you an AI Kevin bot?
All right. I did a smart thing for once. And now the correct, oh my God, drop it.
Jasmine says boots and pants, or boots and pants, and boots and pants. Say it really
The
fast.
next one that you should have, Zach, should be in like 5.5, that minute mark. And
I don't understand.
The crowd is
Is it supposed to say like? Is it supposed to transform the words? They're supposed to start together. Boots and pants, and boots and pants, and boots and pants, and boots and pants, and boots
Actually,
and pants,
that
and boots and pants.
actually it could be boots and skirts. That's what we used to say. Sounded like a house beat. Boots and skirts, boots and skirts.
Oh,
Skirts and boots and skirts and boots and skirts and boots and skirts.
all right.
Yep.
It's funny.
So that
There's
is correct.
actually a guy that he teaches beatboxing almost entirely through saying Polish words.
Nice. It's loud, so
What
be
are you-
mindful.
Apparently, I need to reinstall VLC Media Player.
Oh
This
my
computer keeps on
God.
dying. We're gonna use Windows Media. Oh my gosh, I don't have an MP3 player because VLC is crashing. What is this? Groove Music? Is this a real thing?
Is it the real thing, Kevin? Is it the right
Okay.
file?
Yeah.
I
mean-
think we might have it. Let's see.
Does
We'll
Zach
see.
need to wait and not fucking play that yet?
No, the 5 minutes and 25 seconds, that shit's good to go.
All right, let's see if my
If- Shit won't crash or.
well, I have to try and share a screen that will actually share the audio. So we're gonna see whether we hear audio. Oh, okay, I see what's happening. All right. Let me know if you hear any audio.
It's a told you stop.
No, it's
Ooh.
echoey again, though. Me and Kevin are echoing hardcore. You know.
We're gonna listen to a song, so you should mute yourselves. I'll mute you for it. And here's a song by Kevin called Inner Space. And we're gonna check it out right now. Here we go.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't think we got any audios playing anymore, Zach.
That was the greatest shit I never heard.
I know, and it started and then it stopped.
It was very loud, and that's what I was trying to say. That shit is wow. Shit. So I'll correction. Some edits still need to be made, so it's not like ta-da.
Wait, did it stop playing sometime?
No, it started. It kept playing, but I'm echoing super bad. But then it stopped playing the audio, even though it was playing the track.
Okay. Yeah,
The audio.
this screen sharing is really, really bad. I could upload it
Yeah.
to Google Drive or something, maybe real fast.
Yeah, might as well. We'll just keep making cat sounds and we'll figure it out. 909.
Cat's probably freaking out.
You ever hear cat fights in the neighborhood? They're fucking terrifying, man. They're vicious.
Yeah. He's never been in one. Like, he's the most spoiled cat ever.
Is he fat? Is he a fat cat? Does he wobble?
I call him Fathead. We call him Biggie after Biggie Smalls, but he's like 25 pounds. He's like the biggest wuss ever. Like somebody knocks on the front door, pew, gone. But
I'm surprised he isn't waiting to see if whoever's at the door has some food for him. 25 pounds, man. It's a big cat.
he gets. I feed him
It's a huge bitch.
midnight snacks. Oh shit! Look at me, I'm fucking up because it's right. He's probably like, he'll come up and like put his head through the door. If I'm like off, like doing my own shit, I'm just like, wow.
We're
Like-
ready, folks. I've done it. It's on Google Drive, and we can now play it from a Chrome tab that we know actually works. All right.
And we can
Alright.
commentary over it with having to mute our mics, hopefully. That'd be great.
We're going to commentary over the track.
Or not commentary, but I mean, our voices won't echo over it if we talk.
Oh really?
That'd be
Is that
ideal.
the deal?
Why would
Well,
we
the
talk
last
over
one-
the track?
No,
Do you
I was
have
just
no
saying.
respect for music?
Because
Marcel?
I
No,
hate it.
I want
Fucking
to just listen.
sucks.
Get out of here.
See how
All right.
trash it is.
Yeah.
Where is it? Okay.
I blacked out.
Okay. Here we are.
Uh-oh.
We're there.
Just
Now we
watch
do
that
this.
volume. That shit's maxed out all the way. Bring that shit down, yo. Saving lives right there.
If anybody would like it louder once I turn it on, and just let me know, and I'll turn it up in here. Okay.
Nervous.
For the 57th try, so you know it's going to work this time. You know it's going to be great. I heard more of the track than you guys did, and it sounded good on the lead-in, so I'm excited. So here we go.
The bird starts spawning the heroes. And then as I look inside, I realize that the Superman character is based on the creator being. Never really dying. It just might take my body, but this energy is going to jump into something else. And at one level, you're not even going to be able to touch that. Touch that. Touch that.
and that'll just ride out for like 2 minutes, traditional style. And this would be the place where the mantras could go as well. Whether it's Om, Aim, Cream, just one syllable. That's fucking Frank. Sad. That fucking little pop that I keep hearing. Is that from the street? Is it just it's probably that? It's my connection. Makes me want to fight it.
Awesome. Yeah, there's so many layers to that track. Like, it's something I'm gonna need to put on repeat and sit with for a while.
Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, but
Yeah,
like,
a couple.
there's producers that will just take like your standard loop and they'll just run with it, and like you'll be so done with it by the time the track's over after you're hearing it for the first time. I always at least try to incorporate choruses and bridges in even electronic music, so it's take the listener on a journey, you know what I mean, and not bore them to death.
It was great for dancing too, especially in the dark with lighted blinking gloves.
Nice.
Oh, it was great. It was great, boys. It was wonderful. Yeah. Very
Is that what
good.
you're doing off camera?
That's affirmative.
Nice.
Awesome. I cannot wait to hang out with you, Zach. It's gonna be so cool. And you and Jen just be down there, and Joe and everybody. It'll be great.
Just doing ridiculous stuff all the time.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's good for you. It's a good idea. It's the beta. Turn on them gloves. Like, it's when you wrote this, I was probably turning on them gloves. So
How was it, Jen? Did you see him dancing? Tell us how it was.
yeah, Jen saw me dancing. She got a little minor light show. She's completely sober right now though. So however, she did
That's
know
cool.
that it made her want to do ecstasy, so you know it was good.
Nice.
I would turn my camera around and stuff, but turning it around really quickly, not that great. Bit rate, not that great. Light show, bad bit rate. Yeah, no. I will record something though. I could record that track now that I have as an MP3. I could dance to that track and then put that track over the top of it and send it back to you, so you can.
Awesome.
make
It's
someone dance.
official. My music's been pirated already. Awesome.
Immediate pirate. This
And
the
overlaid
pre-copyright,
dancing.
so you can't strike me. So very good. Incomplete track, white label. Yeah, I really liked it though. Like really, I've been listening to drum and bass for a very long time. Used to catch 15 years ago, I used to catch like Fabio and Groove Riders show every night. Like I was into the DMB to the point where I would like stop my life to make sure that I caught the BBC radio show of it. You know, like I loved it. You know, the like Logistics. I was a huge fan of Logistics. There was probably like about 6 months of my life where I just listened to a huge file of Logistics tracks on repeat because there was just so many different. He had so many at that point in time. But really, really good. Like you're honestly right up there with it. Like if I heard a Logistics track and then heard that, I wouldn't really know the difference except for the difference in styles. So really high quality, man. Really good job.
Thank you. That means a lot because I can sit here for years and contemplate and overthink and then start it all over again and nothing has happened. So like that's also been a big thing with me is like getting past, like I've had a fear of success that I can manipulate the fuck out of it. So that's kind of what I was releasing yesterday as well. Like that old me, that old fear, that old history, all that shit just went up in smoke. So I'm in the way of me. So I need to get the fuck out of the way of me and just let I mean, you know, of course I got to think what I'm doing is good, or else what the fuck are you doing? If you don't have the confidence, then nobody else is going to have the confidence in you either. So
you are your own best salesman.
Yes. Yes. That's what we were talking about, perseverance, or what was it, determination or perseverance, or was that what?
He called it stubbornness, but I was kind of overlaying with perseverance.
Oh, okay. Yes. Like, I mean, that's what it was. That's why when you said, hey, I played guitar that I was better than, and that's why I put 15 years, buddy. That's all you got. Day and night. And then, like, all of a sudden, you'll just look down and you've written like 10 songs of your own shit. And I mean, of course, you'll be picking from like whoever influenced you. Like, at least you should pick songs that you like that are not like Berserker, if you know that term, like that shit.
Berserker, my love for you is like a truck. Berserker, would you like to making fuck Berserker?
So
that reminds me of what's the show, Kevin? You're the one who brought it up, right? The White Kids show or whatever we watched the other night.
Whitest Kids, you know.
It's Milos. It's Milos. I don't even know how he just shows up on the spot and which hey Milos, you're in a hardcore band, right? Like you just make fuck with you, Berserker. Like, so I take that style as meaning like crazy guitar. Like that's the other good thing I know about myself is I know where I'm good and where I'm not. I can't lead for shit. Like, and that's not where the money is anyway. Like a good hook and a good beat, and you'll grab somebody. Like people will forget in 5 minutes. Hey, that guy berserkered all over my face. Like fucking there's so many other motherfuckers that do that. Like
guy berserkered all over my face.
What an asshole.
That's the worst.
No,
I hate it when people berserker on my face.
It's worth it, man.
Totes worth it, bro.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah, can't go too hard. I think if you leave space for another artist to get on there too, you can find somebody who's like feeling really inspired about whatever you've already created, and they can toss something in there that really just occurs to them and comes really easily, and it fits so good sometimes.
Yeah, like I mean, when I heard Jen like busting out to the cipher of the flute, I'm like, man, I should have been hitting fucking record. Like I could have just stole that shit straight up and then be like, hey, check this out. Like
check this out.
Free copyright version. Can't do a copyright strike on that.
Sorry. I sampled some random live stream. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I could have just played it in reverse. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Put a ping pong delay on it and you'd be like, does that sound familiar? Like,
yeah, you'd never know.
Yeah,
actually,
what was that Vanilla Ice interview he did one time? He's like, no. It wasn't stolen. There it goes, dun 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 dun, and ours goes dun 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 dun.
One little phrasing, like, and that got him out of that fucking situation. I'm like, wow, man. But then, you know, didn't Pharrell get in like some serious shit and of a song? I heard him talking about it on whatever the hell that show is with Rick Rubin, and apparently he said he created the energy, felt exactly like this one song that he was actually going for, but it wasn't notationally the same, but he got taken to court and pinged in the fucking head because it energetically was the same thing.
What does that even mean? You know what I mean? It's energetically the same. It made me feel the same way. So
it's the way that he put it into his like phrasing that I understand what he's saying, but
yeah,
I kind of have to. or else what am I doing? No, but I just thought that the little like fireside or backyard chats that Rick Rubin was doing with individuals, I thought that was pretty cool. And I never knew that side of Rick Rubin. Like I had always heard of him with the Beastie Boys. And everything that dude seemed to step into was put the sauce on it, fucking platinum. So I mean, even Slipknot, you know what I'm saying? That's what like fucking he just came in there and put a sauce on it.
Beastie Boys, intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic.
Chili Peppers, their whole career. Like so, like I never knew that he was into transcendental meditation and like very, very spiritual. I should have known from the fucking big woolly mammoth beard. But oh, somebody knows what I'm talking about. Thank you, because I could there you go. Thank you. Munchies.
Oh, there you go.
Damn, I couldn't remember. It's not important to me anyway. It's just something that fucking happened at some time, and I was listening.
Do you remember the Eric Sermon and Marvin Gaye mashup that's called Music? Just like music.
Yeah.
But there's an Eric Sermon mashup with it. Man, I fucking love that song so much.
What was
much.
Now we're on the. Damn it! Was somebody yawning?
I did, real quick.
I'm sorry.
No, I've been staying up like all night, several nights this week. It's not you.
Yeah.
I'll go, man. Obviously, I'm on the East Coast. This is just fucking up the fucking paradigm here, man.
Are you kidding me? How about
kidding.
instead of going, you get another
sleeps.
song? Let's put another song up there.
How about I'm nervous on that one, man. It took a half an hour and like half your audience dropped off by the time that shit fucking was able to
Hey, it's all good.
Well, now
It's
we know
our-
you
it's
just send
our
it to
show.
me and I upload it to Google Drive and then it's
Sweet.
go time.
If they're not
It's
they're
easy,
not into
man.
sitting around three guys just shooting the shit, making cat noises while waiting for fucking tracks to load, then they've got several other women's shows they can go pop into during the day.
Damn it, there was a thought and then it went over here and now it's gone. Like straight up. I mean, it must not have been that important or it's just going to come back around.
Yeah, it's not the thought that matters, it's the track. Just get the track to Zach.
Oh my God.
Then Zach's gonna go off camera and then Jen's gonna put her camera on Zach and watch him dance to it.
Brittany, yes, I kind of like how I don't know the female's name, but I've always liked her voice, and that's odd because sometimes certain females are actually, I like, what's her name? Amy Mann from Till Tuesday, or by herself. She's solo now. So I just told you guys how old I really am, and that's fucking crazy. That's straight up ATs. But let's see, Alanis, I like her voice. There's some D&B's D&B vocalists that I like.
Would you say Alanis? You like Alanis Morissette?
Well, that's what you were dropping. Your friend dropped that one and was talking about Jagged Little Pill, and I know that album so much because the girlfriend I had at the time and her sister would sing every fucking song, seemed like my entirety of high school almost. So I just know that album in and out and reverse probably too.
Yeah,
so,
I remember getting that album. Let's see, the album dropped, I don't know, I was 12-ish. And I remember listening on my CD player all the time. Yeah. I
mean, from start to finish, it was a fantastic product, and I'm just she just shit the bed. She's not gonna be able to do it. And sadly, that's what happened. Her first release was so fucking good, she just could never follow it up.
I haven't followed much of Eminem stuff since the early 2000s, really, until his most recent album. I started listening to that, the Music to Get Murdered By, which I really enjoy.
I like what he did with the young white boy, the young white kid. Oh my God, I suck.
Oh, yeah. So the sunset, yeah. Beautiful sunset over the Puget Sound, over Edmonds.
Wow, man. Way to be involved that artists. See, I just well, what was it? Chris D'Elia imitates Eminem in the video and does it very well. And then they had this other guy imitate the fucking. He's a small kid. What's his fucking? It's on the tip of my tongue. Nobody. Bueller. Anybody?
I do not know.
You should probably try to like that shit. Is the video? It's funny because there's a build up to it, and then when the beat kicks in, and then like you see him imitating, and the rhyme skills. It's very. I was like, wow, there's some talent still on this planet. Instead of, I have a big pet peeve with Mushmouth, just because I come from the Eric B. and Rakim era of hip hop, where it was all about, you know, a persona or how you rocked a party, how you did, you know what I'm saying? You told a story, you did this, and people could understand your story and your set and what you represent, and it was
all about being a microphone fiend.
Hey man.
I can't touch my screen because I'm outside the window here. But Jen made a comment. She said, "Yeah, do Meadow." So Meadow High School is near here. I didn't grow up in Edmonds. They just moved to Edmonds, built their house here several years ago, and this is kind of where they're going to end up staying. But I went to high school right up the street. Went to Shorewood High
Logic.
School. There you go.
Logic.
That's the kid's name. God, it's like a fucking computer program. Yeah.
The track name is Homicide.
Yes.
That's the one you're talking about.
Yes. You are correct, sir.
I would play the track, but that's a guaranteed copyright strike.
Oh my God.
100,000% copyright strike.
It's fucking fire, man.
Do you got to be familiar with Aesop Rock?
Yes, Jen actually asked me, but like I know who, and he's on. I just saw him on that damn. He was talking about the shit, psychedelics and stuff too, right?
He talks about psychedelics a lot.
But he was on the Have a Nice Trip documentary.
Was he?
Yes.
Now I'm
Oh, really?
definitely watching it. Now it's
Yeah,
watched 1,000%.
Yeah.
That's all it took. That is all it took.
That was interesting. That you're talking about the one with the celebrities on there, right? The Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool. That was really interesting
Really?
to see
I'm so
how they
surprised he's on there.
experience
That's
it.
amazing.
Yeah, I mean he's honest, and that's good. Like he was just like he said it took me a while. He said he's still scared to do DMT and ayahuasca, and it's not for everybody. I was like, okay, right on. I love Lou's Black story. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
some
god.
good stories. Yeah, it's interesting to hear their take on it, right? I mean, a lot of them is really interesting to hear them.
Of course, Ben
Talk
Stiller
about-
only did it once, and then he called his dad in the middle, like while peeking.
Yeah, freaking
course.
out. He's the one who said. He said sometimes there's some things that you just know
Yeah, Brittany.
once you've tried it, you know it's just not for you, and then it lasts another 6 or 8 hours. So he's telling his dad, and his dad just telling him it's going to be okay.
Pall Mall cigarette. He was trying to.
Yeah, his dad
relate
tried to relate to him. It's like, okay, I understand, son. I smoked a Marlboro cigarette in college or some shit, right? And he's like, Dad, this is not the same.
This is not the same.
Yeah, and he's like, it's okay. I think it'll be okay, son. And he's like, it was really reaffirming for him and helped calm him down.
So, Kevin, in your opinion, who was the best MC of all time to this point?
Oh my goodness gracious! And if I ever went solo, my favorite MC would be me.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It all depends. Like there's style of flow. There's like if you're talking about
Subjectively,
the
who
goat,
do you think is
the
the best?
goat. Damn, dude, that's a hard question. It is. I don't know. I can tell you. Okay,
Top 3 is fine, or 5, or 10.
okay, I can do this. Like this man's been spitting this. What I'm like just kind of changed my whole style flow, and like Frank and I are strictly about this now. This man's been doing it since '99. Brittany will probably know who I'm getting ready to talk about, but it like hold on, he's an independent too, so maybe you could play his stuff. Maybe not though. Holy shit, I'm drawing blanks. Help me, Brittany. Who am I talking about?
Help him, Brittany. Who's he talking about?
Is it Logic again?
Yeah.
Hell no.
Logic.
Hell. I only heard of that kid like because of that video that he did with, and I thought it was. I'm like, wow, look at that white guy rhyme really fast, and it's not Eminem.
Have you listened to
Uh-huh.
any of Logic's other stuff?
No, and that's me
Actually-
being 100.
He does have some pretty good stuff, for sure.
Oh yeah, he did a song with Woo. That's right, I did hear that.
Yeah, his older stuff, before he was really, really good in the beginning.
Oh my God, I use this like sample like watching Mount Vesuvius erupt. The song's called Critical. No, that's one MC. Zion-I, Zion-I, Zion-I. That man is the shit.
I have never heard this individual. Looking forward to listening to him.
Oh my God. Like the first album he dropped was 99, and he's all talking about that shit that we talk about now. And like, but the style, like it kind of goes electro, and it has like drum and bass or jungle elements to it. And I thought that was really cool, especially as far back as I'm just like, wow, man, that motherfucker's been doing it since 99. I'm like, holy shit. Like, he looks stupid. But it's not that he's like quick on the draw McGraw and like crush you in the cipher. It's the content and his, let's say, cadence within the beat. I like it. So just like how there's Q-Tip and Fife, and those two that, you know, I was listening to Electric Relaxation one day coming home from work, and I was just like, dude, they were just spitting the 4-4, 4-4, 4-4, and basically one's hyping up the next to hype up the next, and they're feeding off each other. So I could see that live, how fucking awesome that would be if you're doing it properly. So Frank and I started doing it, but doing it virtually. But at the beginning, it was like fucking fingernails on the blackboard. But now we're just like, like spit forward, and he sends it to me, and then I'm just like, I got it. I'll punt it back in a second. And like I'll spit my 4, type it up, and then this thing has no name yet, but it's pretty good. It'll be good.
Super psyched to hear it. I'd like to
Very
hear
much.
your thoughts on MF Doom. Are you a fan?
You know, my boy Heights showed me that dude. Like, this is many moons ago. And what he showed me, yes. But there are certain, like, I don't know, just wheelhouses that I got into that I stayed locked in and I have not come out of.
Sure.
Like, it makes me, man. Yeah.
Well, MF Doom's a little bit of an obscure one.
Yes.
Anyways, there's a lot of people that don't know about him
Like,
that I personally
Dr.
believe are really missing out.
Octagon?
With Dr. Octagon?
Like he showed me that it was very strange night. That's why I remember the whole thing. Like that was around the time of Blue Flowers.
Yeah, I was about to say Octagon's track Blue Flowers is really good.
Yes.
Blue Flowers.
I was like, what's going on? I'm like, what? So like, yeah, that was a very strange night. So
Hear that.
But
So we heard
anything-
Zion I. Who else do you think is a great?
hold on. Let me find out. I can't remember what I listened to.
I can't remember what I listened to.
I remember how it made me feel. I don't remember what it was called. Don't judge me.
I can feel you judging me. Oh shit, my light went out.
Meow.
The Aurora Borealis stopped. Hey, stop. I can't believe you broke yours, Aaron, in like 5 seconds.
Dude, I didn't even break it. It just didn't work. It like worked one time. It didn't work the next time, and I didn't. No, I didn't. I didn't like drop it or nothing. It just didn't work, and I just wasn't on top of it enough. I wasn't on top of it enough to return it in time to get a free one or whatever. So I kind of stuck with a broken one. It's my fault.
Try it now. I guarantee you'll do it.
All right, done. I literally just looked at it today, so I'll plug it in.
I bought some like agar for mycelium, and I told them that I did it by accident. and they just went ahead and refunded the money, and I didn't even send it back. So I have the agar still here, but I'm like, dude, if you're gonna just, all right, cool. And then Lisa, who's in the group, like they sent her a fucking memory foam mattress, like a full out big thing, and they just said, just keep it. That was a great
Awesome.
day. That's a great day.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the best.
Like, glad you answered your fucking door on that day.
No doubt.
Oh man. Hey, Mello, I'm curious. Are you since you've been familiar with everybody else? Are you familiar with MF Doom's work? Would like to know.
Also, Kevin, that I forgot. Do you want to tell the story more on that tapestry? Because Munchie said that the painting behind you is super dope.
Oh.
Yeah, please do.
I forget. Yeah, so that is my reminder to myself, because the ego tries to make me forget this experience like every day. So that's my first DMT breakthrough. I'd been like by myself. My wife, Shauna, my absentee wife, if she's listening, sorry, but shit, I'm not being passive about that shit no more. Standing in my truth now, so fuck it. But she was up in Northern Virginia or whatever, and like I sat here, I did the 3-hit rule, and I was by myself, did it fucking like a couple nights in a row, and then I'd go into work and then hear stories from my boy Dan where he's like, oh, I broke through and it was bad, and I'm just like, man, what the fuck? So literally, it's actually really cool what happened, and maybe some members, some fam in the chat will know exactly what she did. But Shauna got here, and I don't know, but she took some rune stones and crystals and put them in a fucking configuration, right? And I had already built up a little bit of like tolerance to the DMT. I didn't even take a full fucking hit. It was like a half a hit, and I made the fucking death face, and I was fucking gone. Like went through the fucking portal, and I came out, and this was kind of the color configuration that I saw. But
Are you able to adjust your camera a little bit so we can see it better?
Fuck, such a piece of poop. I don't know.
If it's too difficult, you can't. Then no big deal. But if you can.
Hold on, I need to go back to the screen and see what can be seen. Okay.
Nice. Yeah.
So those are the pine cones representing your pineal as well. So I hide everything in plain sight. But that was kind of like the color scheme that I saw too. So when I saw this, I was like, holy shit. So I got it and I put it front and center. But I hear Frank, like I heard my boy Dan was telling me stories about the entities, the DMT, like the whatever the fuck, the dwarves, the fucking shit. And like he was having some rough stuff that he saw when he was breaking through, but yet he would keep fucking breaking through and going to those places. And I'm just like, dude, you got some fucking shit you need to work out, son. Like, I don't know what happened and it's not my business, but like, yeah, he was seeing like upside down crosses. And I'm just like, oh, so if I was susceptible to the power of suggestion, I could probably freak myself the fuck out and all that. But anyway, supposedly
okay.
I skipped over all those layers and I popped out here where I had I just felt everything and everyone at one time. And it was the most, I mean, you can't describe it, but of course it's going to feel the most amazing anything ever, 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 ever. And as I'm looking up, I see how vast, like this tree is just small potatoes, but it still reminds me of it. But it was so fucking huge. And then I was back down in 3D. And then like Shauna was like over because I made the death face and I was gone. You know what I'm saying? Like she was worried, and like for a half an hour, like I was just like shh, like I didn't talk, and I made her not talk, so I could process everything. I'm like, no, don't say shit. And I'm like, I'm not gonna forget this. I'm not gonna forget this. So that's kind of another reminder, so I just don't forget, that experience. Because I've found over time, your ego's like, yeah, you don't want that shit. You don't want that shit. That shit didn't happen. And I'm like, yeah, that shit probably didn't happen. Wait a minute. So you gotta just, it's a battle, but it's one worth having. So yeah, that's my my reminder to me. And then I have my vortex, my actual vortex over there. You remember that one with all the like
I do. Yep.
And then
Is that the one behind your bed, or on the other side of that one?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that in itself was very transformative. Oh shit! Somebody went mute. Oh, was that me?
Are you still good?
Oh, I heard somebody. Somebody's mic. Some audio went.
Yeah. Zach muted out.
Oh, see, my ears be
At
like.
some point.
Really sensitive ears. That's amazing.
Yeah. I didn't hear him mute out.
That is a tech
Here
extraction.
we see Kevin's pee jar that he keeps underneath his desk.
Is it necessary that I drink my own urine?
It's not necessary, but it is beneficial.
No, but it's sterile and I like the taste. Now this is the Iboga that I'm trying a different extraction for. So there's going to be hopefully a good, like the first time I did it, I just burned. I didn't burn it, but I left it in the fucking shit too long, and there wasn't enough shit scrape. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
You wanna pull your camera down a little bit, back onto your
man,
lovely
it's
face?
God damn, it's so much work. I don't wanna.
Much better. Perfect.
So,
Brittany was asking why I was in Kevin's bedroom. So we said earlier, I was me and Angela, when we doing that whole trip around the East Coast, we showed up at Kevin's like 3:30 in the morning, and then his whole studio's there in his bedroom. So we're chilling with him for like I think Angela passed out after an hour or two. But then Kevin and I were hanging out for a couple hours, and
she's crazy. Remember me and you were talking about my dad, and then she pops in after not being involved in the conversation at all, and she was like, "So I was dreaming about your dad," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then there was something about the colors and triangles. I hope I'm not butchering it, but like it was like boink, like a. Now that was completely different. That type of shit, like so, like, took me off guard, but it was beautiful. Like it was good. I'm just like, huh. So, was it the vibrations from our conversation permeating, going through the walls and into her, and having, you know what I mean, creating that whole, like, I'm just like, wow, okay.
That plus about 35 other things all happening at the same time. But yes.
Yeah. No. It was really like, who was it? Jenny? She called. She's like, yo. She's like, what's your number? I was like, I don't have a phone. I was like, oh yeah, I do. But she told me like what was going on. I'm like, oh shit. But right away when she called me, I'm like, nope. I'm like, fuck that. So I cleared the whole path. I'm like, you were trying to be like, well, we can meet you, man. I'm like, no, dude, I'm not meeting you at a fucking coffee house, and it's gonna be all, man, like you're gonna be all sticky and nasty from traveling. I'm like, no, man. I'm like, come on, man. You can come here. So I knew to do that from the jump. So
appreciate that very, very much. It's really cool to be there, Kevin. I really appreciate being in your home.
Man. Yeah. Anytime. Like, it's not too often that I find minds that are aligned and can just spit fire, just go, gadget, go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And beyond my fucking knowledge too. So that means I'm learning. So then I shut the fuck up, and then I just like
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like
Master teachers, teacher masters.
Last night was one of those things, man, and I was just like, fucking Wonder Twin powers activate, form of Jade's tampon. Fucking.
When our powers combine.
I am. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you want to? It's from people. It's an old one I did in like 2008. I redid a Captain Planet episode intro or some shit. One of the intros. With I cut out faces of there's 5 of us guys all in the same youth group, like youth leaders, and we all have our different faces on there for the characters as they're saying their different names and shit. It's pretty funny.
Oh,
It's on my actual I have a YouTube channel, I think.
Sounds ridiculous.
Oh,
It's ridiculous. It's great.
Brittany, you should check out North's. What? Oh my god, it's in my fucking bookmarks, man. Don't butcher that shit. Just use technology, bro. It's there, right there. It's right there. It's awesome.
It's a technology, bruh.
Jesus, it's horrible.
Oh, there we go.
North Spore. Those boys got some shit going on. So remember the Gordo Tech shit, like that shit. You almost needed a doctorate to follow that man. And his shit was like on point, like OG sauce. But like I'm just like, like I just need animation and lively people, and that's why I like Seven and Franks and shit like that. I love that. That like. So now that it's been legal out in Colorado and those other spots, like these guys they're a company that makes their own like injection ported grow bags. So it takes out all the contamination. You basically, take your needle and then like it basically, you don't have to dress like a surgeon because most of the contamination comes from us. And basically it just comes to life in the bag. And then basically the only time that you'll have contact, but you'll still be gloved up. And then that's why you go OCD on the isopropyl alcohol or what was it? Vinegar or whatever you use for sterilization. So I got, those inoculation bags. And then after it's Haya, then you have to get grain spawn bags, and then that's what makes it all come to fruition. But it takes out like 75% of the cost from Gordo and streamlines everything so like cavemen could do it. So like it's very, very practical and super easy for people to become their own shaman. The more you trip, that's all I'll say.
It helps to keep exploring if you want to find new things.
Well, yeah. Who's it? I was hearing like there was a few people in the fam like having experiences, and I'm like, man, shit. I want to have one, but like
I'm missing out.
Man, I haven't. Yeah.
My experience wasn't like yours. Man.
Like kicking the cobblestone down the fucking street. So I'm just like, well, first I need to find a source for the what do they call it? Hold on, this shit's hilarious to me. Where you're supposed to just take the syringe and put it under a slide and just look at it in a microscope, and then say, wow, that was fucking fantastic. I'm gonna just chuck it here in the trash can because, hey, pull up that other slide for me real quick, and then you're supposed to do that. So like that's just awesome. But that's a loophole that lets it happen the way it happens. So that's beautiful too.
Yeah. I mean, no one's ever actually going to do the thing there. No one's ever going to do that.
And they have like, it's awesome. Like they just have a whole printout step-by-step instructions on how to fucking use it like that. And I'm just like, wow, you guys are CYA covering your ass for real. Like that's awesome.
It's good. It's good that we can grow things like fungus in the comfort of our own homes.
Right. It's beautiful.
Okay,
No
so
ordering, self-sustaining. It's so quick once you get it going too. Like they propagate so quickly. I've never met a person who was propagating them that didn't have more than they knew what to do with.
Well, I got a strain of the penis envies because I never have as many experiences I've had and strains I've come across. Never ever have done that, and I'm just like, that's the fucking Boom Coon. That's the top notch shit. Like, I gotta experience that.
Yeah.
So
Have you had cyanosins?
what the hell?
senescence.
I can. Hold on a minute. My room is a shit show right now, which is why it took me so long to get on. Because like, I have so many pro audio cables that look the same, like length, and then the shit is the fucking little shitty camera I have. So it was like camouflaged right in front of my face. Hold on.
I like hanging out with you, Kevin. We need to all hang out more often.
I'm saying. I'm supposed to like jump a portal in like a week, right?
I don't know. I'll be down in California in a couple days. You can come
That's
jump
what
a portal and join us. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, right on, man. We'll set up a chair for you to step through. Stuff's going to become more normal here.
I'll be there with bells on.
Yay.
Yes.
That reminded me of that Jim Carrey character that wore on
The
In Living
fucking-
Color that wore like a tutu and stuff. Hey guys!
He fucking used to swallow bottles of steroids, fucking whole, and fucking laugh like. That shit is awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
Brittany says she grows San Pedro. That's awesome. That was my first entheogen experience. San Pedro. Well, I
Yeah.
guess technically THC and ladies cannabis is an
So,
entheogen,
yeah.
but
Yeah,
yeah, it was in Barbados.
I got golden teachers, penis envies, Amazonians, and then there's one other. But because the envies grow slow, I was like, well, I gotta have shit to watch. So I'm gonna get.
Oh, okay, so how long does it take to produce a batch, or I guess what you ever call it, and how much is there in a batch, quantity-wise?
Well, meh,
When you put it like that.
meh. Let me get my calculator, Sam.
Please do. I'd like to understand. Give me an ROI here.
Well, that's what I like. I've never come across that strain, so I wouldn't know except for what I saw on videos. If anybody else has firsthand experience with harvesting the envies, that'd be awesome. Because I'm just pissing in the wind, shooting in the dark, if you will, whatever. But it's going to be
That's right. Fungus like to grow in the dark. I'm sure you're going to do all right. Brady says you did San Pedro with Angela, right? Yes, we did. That's where Angela and I met. And we met in Barbados. She's, I think, 12 years older than me, I think. But she's like my long lost older sister. And we've talked for, I mean, even when she was in the UK and stuff, we talked for 5, 10, 20 hours a month.
And she was on this
Phone
morning.
calls and
She was on early, like in the morning, like.
at 1 p.m. our time, which is 9 p.m. UK. Because she's in Glastonbury right now. So she's going to be on every Monday at 1 p.m. Pacific.
Time is fucking dumb.
It is.
Hey Aaron, you'll like this.
Okay.
Here's a picture of me.
What are those peanut shells? What is that?
Mushroom cap.
Is your mouth swollen? What is on your face?
What? They're
What is
mushroom caps, man. I have a bunch of mushrooms in my mouth.
Oh, all right.
Going
Awesome.
hard, man. Going hard. Nice.
That's awesome. That's a great picture. Love that.
Let's see. I wonder. I don't know where that picture is. There's a picture of me somewhere with like this big hat on, and then I don't have any shirt on, and I'm just like rubbing my belly, and I have the biggest dumb smile on my face, and like I was so high when that picture was taken. It was bad.
Awesome.
Jeez.
Did we decide there's another track that Kevin sent you that we were going to listen to, or
No,
Oh.
no,
that
not
happened.
anything else.
Kevin?
Oh, talk about. Hey, I'm just giving y'all the taste of your own medicine that y'all did to us. What was it, last night, the night before, whatever that shit was? Like, you were just like, thinking about an interesting side note, say. You know, I was so fucking hyped.
Pretty much
up.
every show.
We're like, okay, further ado, here. And then Zach's like, and then I'm going to stop it right now. Hammer time. And then just played the shit. Sorry, I'm like literally crawling around on my floor trying to find what the fuck I'm trying to find, and it's probably not that important. So I'll just.
All right. Will you call around? I'll read this. This is you said earlier that your friend, when he was having his experiences that were really intense, he was seeing like upside down crosses and shit.
like
right?
some twisted, that had to be
So it reminded me of this text. It's the Acts of Peter, which is not a part of the biblical text, but it's an official recognized text by the Catholic Church about the last moments of Peter's life. And this is really interesting. All right, I'm going to read this. So this is all alchemical code and kind of a shit English translation, but just tune into the underlying meanings that are pretty apparent. Okay, so he tells them before he gets crucified for being a martyr, he says, I beseech you, the executioners, crucify me thus, with the head downward and not otherwise. And the reason, therefore, I will tell unto them that hear. And then he says, when they had hanged him up after the manner that he desired, he began again to say, Ye men unto whom it belongeth to hear, hearken to that which I shall declare unto you this special time as I hang here. Learn you the mystery of all nature and the beginning of all things, what it was. For the first man whose race I bear in mine appearance, or of the race of whom I bear in likeness, fell or was born head downwards, and showed forth a manner of birth such as was not heretofore, for it was dead, having no motion. He then, being pulled down, who also cast his first state down upon the earth, established this whole disposition of all things, being hanged up in image of the creation, or the vocation of the creation, wherein he made the things of the right hand into the left hand, and the left hand into the right hand, and changed about all the marks of their nature, so that he thought those things that were not fair to be fair, and those things that were in truth evil to be good. Concerning which the Lord saith in a mystery, unless you make the things of the right hand as those of the left, and those of the left hand as those of the right, and those that are above as those below, and those that are behind as those that are before, you will not have the knowledge of the kingdom.
You just had that shit chilling in your back pocket?
I literally had it sitting here on the desk. Yeah, I grabbed a couple random things, and that came up. And thinking about this one for a couple days. So,
Like, yeah, I mean, see, he was just not on that kind of precipice. You know what I mean? I just think it was something that there was probably some traumas dealing with. Well, he was bad on dope, like, and he just tried to kick for a while. So, the one interesting thing that I've, kind of discussed here is like my parents not forcing me in any way towards one thing, just giving me that freedom. Like, that's why at one point I had Mormon friends because they were just neighbors, you know what I'm saying? I didn't think anything about it, or I did ask them why the fuck they were in church so long on Sunday. But that, like, cause like they'd roll out at 7 and not be back to that shit was dark. And I was like, dude, where are you guys going on Sunday? He's like, temple. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, man. But like, yeah, they were, and then I was like, well, I didn't get too much information. I asked questions because that's what you do as a kid. You're curious. I'm like, why? I'm like, what are they saying to you that is so fucking awesome that you're sitting there for that long of time? Like, I was
no
curious.
doubt,
I was
totally.
curious. Like not even like,
Natural question.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was just strange trying to like pull in from being who I was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
he's the crazy kid over there, and the fucking like, don't go out, hang out with him now. Like you guys suck.
He's just doing his music all day long. He's crazy.
Even then, no. I mean, like, I just liked. If there was an envelope, I would push that shit to as far as it could go. Like, be back by blah, 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 blah. I'm like, nah, half-hour pass is good. Like, and then especially, like, they had set curfew. I'm like, nah, fuck that. Like, so then everything got blamed on me. So I of course, was, you know, deemed the bad influence. I'm just like, dude, I don't sit here and tell anybody to do anything if it's, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, come on, you gotta do it. Like, if you don't want to do it, don't do it.
Yeah, your existence presents options that they don't want their kids to be presented with, so they
Yes.
have to make you out to be bad.
Absolutely. Plus, no parent wants their kid to be the one that's being the fucking ringleader anyway. Like, ah!
Yeah,
Right. That
blame
whole,
on somebody else. Yep.
exactly, that whole bullshit.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like, I think because of that, I've watched, you know, basically my high school experience was a trip because there was so much LSD like around. It was like snowing, like literally everybody had it. And it was, you know, pennies on the dollar for a hit. And we would get like books. Like it was just, that shit was a psyop because I'm telling you, man, like it was so rampant. It was, and then it just evaporated and disappeared until I think, I mean, I'm not neck deep in the fucking scene anymore, but I mean, I didn't even hear of that shit maybe until, I don't know, 5-6 years ago. And then somebody offered me a hit, and I was like, how much? The motherfucker tried to tell me $10. I said, get the fuck out of here. I ain't paying $10 for no fucking, like, because I'm used to what I used to get it for. You know?
Yeah.
But,
Right.
but Shauna had never tripped. So I'm like, God damn, sad. I was like, here. I was like, fine. Here's a 20. There's one for her. And then one for me. And then, like, I gave it to her and let her hold it with the skin. And I just carried a conversation with her for like 5 minutes. And just while she's holding it the entire time, she's like, well, I don't know if I want to do it. I was like, it's too fucking late now. It's like, it's got to be 4s.
Yep.
I was like, got to experience it at some time. So I will say that at least for that batch, like back in the day, like you could do a trip, and then when you're coming down, you felt like pain in your spine. You felt disgusting and like, I hate my life, like that kind of shit. But like they have done a very good job at cleaning it up. Like there was none of that, no pain, no oily feeling. Like that's the only way I can describe it. So it had come a long way, but I still say the one that I hung my jersey up to was like, after doing DMT, I'm just like, dude, that had to be DMT mixed with, oh my God, it was the best. Oh my God. It was like a year. It was Jerry Garcia's memorial birthday party a year after he passed. So we're fucking Wilmer's Park, and this dude comes out of the woods, out of nowhere. So that's always a good sign. And then like we follow him up this trail, and like he's got a huge fucking tent, not one of these like fucking. And if you stay in there, then but he was so careful how he just like, I don't want to even go near that shit. Like, so he was just like very careful, like more careful and cautious than anybody else I'd seen. I'm just like, huh? He's like, yeah, they're called Timothy Leary's, and I was just like, really? I was like, I'll take 20. I want 20 of them. Like, just because I knew, like, I could read, like, the way he was acting about him. I'm just like, well, if you're hustling me, I'll fucking find you and probably buy more off of you anyway. Like, it was just weird. Now, I wouldn't have done that, but they were seriously, like, candy flipping. It felt like ecstasy, and the visuals were like eating a sheet, but you could control them.
Wow.
It was fucking insane. And I felt probably it's still very vivid in my mind. Like,
did you eat like 20?
No. But I had a girlfriend at the time, and she had never tripped before, period. And guess what dosage that she got? She got one of those for her first time. See, I bought like, I bought 3 different kinds. Like I had roommates, and I'm like, you're not getting the Timothy's. Like, I'm gonna keep them shits for me. And I
used to keep it all compartmentalized like that too.
Yeah, and that's what I did. And I fucking felt so bad. I fucking like gave their roommates their shitty shit. I mean, it was good, but not on Timothy level. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
here, Megan. And then like, I'm just laughing to myself. And then my roommate started to do this like evil cackle, like because it's kicking in, you know what I'm saying? And it just started making the hairs on my neck stand up the wrong. I'm just like, I got to go outside. I'm going to go outside right now before they drive me insane. So I went outside, and once I shut that door, I forgot what I had done. Like the roommates, I don't care, but like her and her state, which was about to be forever. Like I went down the fucking hill, and we had this like huge trampoline and a fire pit and all that shit. And I just kicked back, and then I'm watching the stars. And then out of, I don't know, it was like 10 minutes later, I hear this like faint voice going, Kevin. I'm just like, what the fuck? I literally forgot.
Yeah.
And then it fucking dawned on me, and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Megan, like I felt so fucking bad, so bad. And she had not a clue. I was like, no. I was like, it's all good. So I literally had to like literally baby and explain to her that everything that she was feeling and going through was totally fine, and it was part of the experience. And that took a while, but finally I like eased her into it. I mean, I don't know how much, because those things fucking knocked my dick in the dirt, and I'm a fucking pro. Like I was just like, hell yeah, that's the shit. Like,
okay, so to clarify here, because on the story, so what that night you took, that was just this Timothy Leary very pure acid. So we were talking about, and just one hit each.
No. I took like 2 of them, but it had to be something else. Like it was, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like,
yeah,
it was so clean. And the visuals were so intense. It was like eating a sheet, but yet you didn't lose your shit. Like some of that stuff used to make you mentally like fucking gone. You know what I'm saying? Some shit would come out of your mouth that just.
So Zach knows.
Yeah,
Zach has some experiences.
You get like the side stares from people, and you're like, oh shit, did I say that out loud? Trying to make it all like not awkward.
Yeah.
What's the biggest dose of L you ever did? Just out of curiosity.
Wow. There was, you talked about Oklahoma the other night, and it's funny that you mentioned the Oklahoma because for some fucking reason I ran away at the age of almost 18. So it's like I fucking was tired of where I was. So I just hopped in a fucking car and went out there for whatever. But of course, it was rampant all the way out there too, but a different kind. So it was a quarter sheet at one time. So it's 25.
Which is 25, yeah.
Yeah. But that's not like I wasn't walking into it like Johnny 2-Day quarter sheet, because that probably would have been like, fucking, straight jacking it up. But
what was your experience like when you did that?
Well, it was just normal. Like we used to have, oh man, dude. Like I used to live on a golf course, like right off of it, and it was so fucking awesome.
I bet.
Oh my God, we would dose at night.
Yeah.
And there's nobody around, so we would go
out on the green.
So we would go slay dragons. We would take the pole out of the fucking greens, and we'd see a bug zapper across the golf course.
Yeah.
We're going there, and we're going to slay that fucking dragon. It was just
awesome.
Like, I mean, we're just lucky that fucking individual wasn't going to have a sip of water at whatever time in the morning it was, and seeing like 3 beady-eyed motherfuckers rolling up on their property and shit, like fucking freaking out with their damn bug zapper, man. Just so lucky in that regard.
Rolling up with the flags from the golf course as spears.
Yeah.
Take out the dragon.
But see, I wish I knew other shit then, but I was a kid doing kid things. Like, so all that time I spent doing kid shit, I could have been developing like my Jedi sense to where, but I'm not, resenting. I'm totally grateful for the experiences I've had, but I'm just like,
Well, it's funny, and I know what you're saying. It's funny being able to go through the whole spectrum of experience and gain value and wisdom and understanding from it. So like There's no time I'm never not processing it in multiple layers for the most part, unless I'm intentionally tuned into space where I'm trying to not do that. And so any experience I have, there's always multiple layers of understanding or experience or healing or something that comes up in it in some way. But the more I have fun doing those experiences, like what you're saying, like that to me could be a very mature, if you will, seasoned person having experience, man, being able to play in those spaces. And
Exactly.
especially as you go through life and you have more awareness, so then you enter into those spaces again, LSD or just even those spaces of play, and there's going to be a lot more depth of meaning there than there was for you previous in life. So it's not like childish, it's childlike.
Oh, that's what
Sounds
I mean.
beautiful.
The whole thing is that we knew we could go out there and lose our shit, but within reason,
Yeah.
and then come back once we see the light coming up from the side. Like it was time to fucking run back and get inside before that shit cooked your ass. Like that first like little bing, that shit used to like I'm melting. But like it was great.
Speaking of which, Willow says, I remember you said I'm melting. I remember the first time I got super stoned. I took a rip of a bong, couldn't see straight. I could see the fluidity of the universe.
There you go. Those like atoms or prana or chi or whatever you want to call them. Like that's, I kind of still see them. They'll move and like the shit just, it's constant. So, but me furthering my gnosis, like I'll hear new things to call it. Like they call it prana. I'm just like, oh, maybe that's what I'm seeing when I think I was been on a fucking flashback for the last 10 years. Like, but it's not that bad, but I can just stare really easy. Like it doesn't take me at any time to I just lock in and I won't blink. Like it's just, and then my eyes start having fun and it'll fucking peripheral start with it's
yeah.
true, but that's kind of what still happens to this day.
Okay, so, dive into that a little bit because I think I know what you're talking about, but I'd like to hear you like elaborate. So you said you focus in, you tune in, your eyes don't blink, and then something starts happening in your peripherals. Would you elaborate?
Yes. So like it's just super easy. You know how like some people's eyes they get dry and then they got to blink. Oh, you beat me in stare game shit like that shit never happens to me. Like I'm just able to go and then once I'm in like that flow state for staring, being creeper, whatever the fuck it's going on, right? Like peripherals, the same fluids are that wavy motion that I would see like peaking. It starts to happen when I haven't even had a fucking dose in like a decade or whatever. Like, and I don't have to keep feeding them. It's just something, I don't know if I got to this point and my body's like, here you are. Rest of your life, enjoy. Like I don't know what it was. Like, and but for me, it's manageable. Like right now, it's already starting right now. Like it's just, I don't know.
There's the password, bro.
What?
There's the password, bro.
Well,
starting right now.
That's one facet. So yeah, you guys had me up my fucking brain going last night, man. I was just like, nah. I was like yelling at TV and shit.
Yeah.
So
that was awesome. You guys were having an awesome chat last night. It was great.
Yeah, like so I was just like, I could hear it in the guy's voice. Like he's like, I got the ice cream and fucking but that's you gotta figure like that's the experience of figuring it out to be that first motherfucker to do, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just like, I don't want to. I just want to fucking have it like wee like
I want it now, man.
Right. Yeah. No, that's like I always use my sense of my hearing because that's just what I like, and I can just like that guy's laughing, man. He's fucking there. He's there, man, and I'm fucking right here, dude. So like, no, actually, we're all fucking. But that my consciousness started going through that argument. There was nobody else here. It was going through a self argument because. I hear the Eric Pepins, I hear the freaking Wilcox and that shit that I've picked up, like the little meep. And then there's the sevens. So if that's why I was trying to iterate to you the little dribs that were coming from the brain last night. I'm just like, okay, if we're the all when we travel on,
Yeah.
that's when we come back into knowing. So then it's not going to be that fucking cool anymore. Because I'm the fucking all, man. Shit. That's right. I can just there. You're there now.
100%.
So that kind of sucks, right? So it's the trick is to figure it out now.
A little bit.
Okay. Wow. Okay. So I wasn't that far off then, but I don't want to do it.
That whole that's part of the whole oneness thing that bothers me too. Or if you want to call psyop, whatever, it's just human nature to take things to an extreme because it's easier than dealing with uncomfortable situations inside of yourself. So if you live in oneness but you don't actually live in your body, and you're pretty dissociated from yourself, like parts of yourself. Like when people are just trying to always be white and pure white light and pure, and there's a way to be that, just you are, but that's you dealing with your own shit, dealing with your own traumas, healing yourself, always being aware and looking for things in your psyche that are in alignment with things that make you feel good. I mean, really, if you want to really simplify it. And so, but yeah, when people stick to the unity thing, I really want to hammer that home. It's like, that's true, right? And I get it. I mean, obviously, Zach and I, we're so super into that stuff, the unity stuff for sure. But as far as me becoming one with the all again, like, dude, why the fuck am I here, man? So I'm not consciously one with all. Otherwise, I'm not having an experience. Yeah,
it's like the dude's just like, here's me, here's me, here's me, here's me, here's me, here's me, here's me. Infinitely, I'm gonna have experiences at that many different ways, right? So there's and then when you go back or up, or actually we're not supposed to go anywhere, like everything just comes, we see, right? Instead, we see it all instead of the 3, 4, 5% that we currently whatever.
And so what gives me some comfort and reassurance, I get comfort, I guess you can call it comfort. Comfort for, I don't even know if you call it my ego. It's like my soul doesn't want to remember everything right now. Why else am I here, man? Why else am I in a body? Why else did I lose my memories? Like, I'm growing. I'm developing a human being that's called Aaron Kessler, right? I'm developing him into this world, but I'm still me, but I'm still him in this lifetime. So why speed it up? Why speed everything up? I don't want to speed everything up, man. I love the rate I'm going at. It's great. I enjoy it. And I'm learning as fast as I want to learn.
That's what, like, the joke I had with Frank was like, I was like, if I wake up and to fucking take my goggles off and there's I was like, I'm going to find who sold me that ticket and I'm going to fuck them up. That'll be my first job.
It'd be like, I'm telling you, Rick and Morty's therapy. Listen, Rick and Morty's therapy for me in so many ways. You remember that episode with the game Roy? They're at the arcade, right? And they live the life of Roy. And you get to watch it on screen and people like judge you and like how you make your choices. But it's literally, you live like 80 years. It's the life of Roy, birth to death, family, all that shit. And then they come out of it because he just stuck it on Morty's head. And Morty comes out of it like 10 minutes later or something or whatever. He's like, "Who am I? What's happening?" Right? Trying to like integrate like 80 years of memories into like the last 20 minutes and shit and figure all that out.
Right.
But same thing. It's like, what the fuck? But it is interesting to think about. So I don't mind like. Okay, so the knowing everything scares me in a sense. I don't want to know everything, right? At the same time, I want to be able to tune into anything I'd like to tune into, but there's always layers of unveiling when you tune into anything, and over time and circumambulation of perspective and all that. So but to get all the information at once is boring as shit. And so it's nice to know, I feel like whatever the next stage is, I don't think it's just reintegration to the all. I mean, maybe if I wanted, but like, dude, I think there's other.
Phrasing the afterlife really quick, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was a shitty thing. So. But.
Well, no, like, we're just thinking because, like, okay, what actually happens when we die? And I don't know. Right, I don't know, but
where's Fred? Like, I'm gonna fucking kill him.
Yeah. You made me play Roy again. I told you I didn't want to do that shit. Stuck it on my head. Oh my god. So like, whether it's that, and even if that's true, well then how do you ever know if you're not in the matrix? You don't, right? But if you wake up in a different body, a different life, and you remember this is the life you had, that's kind of fascinating. Now you also have the memories of this life, I'm assuming. That's really interesting. So it's another layer of increased experience, yet it's not oneness with the all. Right. So I don't know. Yeah, it's my own personal gripe with it. It's not even a gripe, it's trying to find a balance between that perspective, I guess.
Yeah. And that's me hearing that perspective. Where's the other guy with the other perspective? And why is
Zach. Where'd you go, Zach? Zach's got great stories to tell too, especially on those acid trips. I'd like to hear more Zach articulate that.
Like,
well, I bet I bet she's listening to your track and he's dancing with the light gloves.
I feel like that. I went into the fucking group the other day and ranted about drum and bass and something that was supposed to be like, you know what I'm saying? So then I got like, oh, look, he's got lice and shit. So fucking like one of those kids, like, and then it's happening again this evening. Like so
yeah.
That's not cool though. Like everybody's like, oh, look, he's the dirty kid, man. Let's fucking get out of here. Fucking never shuts the fuck up.
I love it. Yours is great dialogue. I'm going for almost 2 hours, man. I'm having a great time. So totally cool.
Oh wow, I did kind of settle into it then. Sweet.
Yeah, mehs and meow noises help that.
It does. It does.
It's true. Okay, let's see. Polarity is easier to understand than nuance. Very true. So polarity is 1% black, 1% white. Yeah, nuance is the fucking 98% in between.
Are you reading?
Integration. Yeah, comments on the screen. Can you see them?
Okay, no, I'm just making sure that I'm like, what are you reading from, bro? Did you pull something out of your back pocket again? The fucking like. Great, man.
Yeah, you go. It sound like some ancient quote, huh? Yeah, but it was fucking Willow in the chat. Polarity is easier to understand than nuance. And then she said integration, expansion, and transcendence. Integration, expansion, transcendence. So then I think that starts over again. That's the toroid. So instead of a linear progression just up and out of here, it's all inside of us.
Okay, there's that. Yep. See, that's what I'm saying. Like left turn, right turn. No, go back to start. Like
pass go and do not collect $200. No.
That's kind of like what I was trying to tell you earlier. How it felt like my emotional like roller coaster shit from like how good I felt. To then like what happened this morning was just like what's up now, motherfucker? Pip, pip, pip. Like getting all cocky. Here you go, bitch. Pop. I'm just like,
Okay, I have a question for you. You've referenced a few times this evening, and then we're earlier, but like about you having certain dynamics of being aware so that your ego doesn't get ahead of itself or doesn't get a big head or something, right?
It still does.
Okay, so what does that mean to you though? Because I don't feel like you're operating from ego or anything, or that you have to fight really hard to keep it at bay. I feel like if you're just resting in who you are, I mean, you're just fucking you, man, and don't have to worry about like really keeping. I mean, I don't know. I'm just curious to you. Maybe like why do you feel like that's a very significant thing, or what does it look like to you when the ego's running the show? I guess
because I came from the do or die music business, the old model of competition. And cutthroat competition at that, and I love that shit. I loved it.
Yeah.
So, it was just fuck you, man. Fuck that shit. You should fuck like. Why not? Because at the end of the day, the best will be there, and the others will just fucking fall to the wayside. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that's how you knew, like,
yeah.
So that is like caveman shit, but doing it in a totally different, instead of like bonking a motherfucker over the head with a club or something, like, you know what I'm saying? You're creating with this invisible force, making people feel these emotions with this shit that you just made. And if you do it correctly, I don't know, it will forever change them as it should have forever changed you at that same time, like when you created it, you know what I mean? Because I would never like present something that didn't make me fucking get on down, you know what I'm saying? Like,
totally, yeah.
Would be like, here's one of my tunes. Yeah, it's okay. Like I just like all fucking Eeyore about it and shit. Like, nah, man. Yeah, it's no bueno. I can't do that.
Yeah, good. Because you're doing that earlier too, and you're doing that when I was there. Yeah, you don't need to shit on your shit, man. It's really good. You're like, it's probably all shit. Come on, dude, it's super good.
See, because if I don't do that and have that fun with myself, like that motherfucker will start that old school shit again and be like, all right. And then
I got you.
Like how I typed in the group, I said it's very easy to slip. Like, oh shit, I missed Seven's fucking thing. Because I'm distracted doing other shit, so I don't fucking need that right now. I'm gonna do this And then before you know it, I haven't meditated today or fucking caught my normal shit that I normally do. And I wonder why, like, I'm pulling my fucking hair out of my head and fucking angry about everything. So, like,
Yeah.
So it always happens that way too. It's like, okay, all right, you got a good solid foundation going. But like, okay, well, we're gonna make you forget about this over here. We'll see how long you can go and build up until you like, oh, and that's my life. It's like,
Yeah.
ah!
So the way you address the ego just helps helps you maintain that balance. That you
I
need.
have to be aware, like in that, like it's silly, but that's the thing that I've done with it, because I will go back to the competition cutthroat like very easily, and I cannot do that. Plus, honestly I've outgrown it, which is why it's kind of scary how quickly I could just slide right back down into that guy, just like nothing. Like
So you built visceral emotions and experiences in that state over your lifetime, right? You thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh, I mean, it was just because I came from, nobody taught me shit. Like basically, like you have these berserker motherfuckers that I was competing with that I beat out, and I'm like, ha! Don't know one fucking note. Like if you wrote some shit on a piece of paper, I'm like, what is that gonna do?
Yeah,
that doesn't do shit. Like,
right.
But let me do this, and it's like, my boy, like the one who I burned the lyrics from, like he got in good with like these cats that went university in North Carolina somewhere, and they were super into like Dream Theater and fucking that's so berserker and fucking just like theory. And I'm like, ask them to play you a song that they wrote and see what happens. And he was like, dude, when I did that, it was the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. So he had spent some time with these guys, and they taught him, you know, chord structures, notes, and like pentatonic scales. And like, I'm just like, it's fucking scary now. Like it should not be that way. Like that. And he's like, and I heard your voice. And he's like, so when I asked him, I was like, no. Don't play me Dream Theater. Play me something you wrote.
Yeah.
And it fucking was, he said it was awful. And I was like, I told you. So all that knowledge, I mean, really all you needed, you just need that fucking core thing where it's like, you know, it's the hook. And there's a process and an art to that too. But at least I know, like, I've never been able to berserker. Like, I just knew that. I'm just like, as a kid watching the fucking, I'm like, nope, can't do it.
Well, what's that? What are you talking about? The berserker?
Like lead guitar, like leads, like there's something where my brain's like, fuck no, son. But if you want to like flip the script and play drums left-handed real quick, we can do that. Like, and that's how I just sat behind the kit Goofy are left-handed, and I do everything else right, and that's how I play drums is left. I skate Goofy also. Actually, I'd probably bust my ass and crack my head open if I got on a skate.
Okay, what's skating Goofy? So you're non-dominant foot forward?
Yeah,
because I do that too for snowboarding and skateboarding. It's my non-dominant foot, and other things are I'm more right-handed for most things. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so
he still hasn't come in and chimed in at all. Period.
I sent a message on Messenger too. I don't know. He's had a couple late nights too, so he might have crashed. I don't even know, or he's doing something.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows? I'm bugging him though. Zach, get back, Zach. So you're okay. So, you really valuing the pure expression of the individual, not just what their music they know or can play for others. And so then you developing that for yourself, then obviously thoroughly enjoying when you can put your stuff against in certain ways people that aren't even necessarily playing for themselves.
It was kind of like, yeah, you didn't get a fucking trophy. You got a fucking like, and from musicians, you know what I'm saying? Like, but as I progressed too, there are always like, I hated Battle of the Bands and the fucking because there's always going to be the one band that gave the sound man the fucking nug of weed that you fucking did, and they would sound awesome and you would sound like balls. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like literally.
Yeah.
like, but I learned like that's how the game goes, bitch. Like,
Yeah.
get with it or get left behind. So
Yeah.
that's me learning in Cutthroat, like learning the hard
Yep.
way. Like, you're not gonna beat me next year, you fucking pieces of shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I remember that, like, and it's not ever gonna happen again. Never, ever, ever. But then I don't know. At some point, and I can't tell you when it happened. I was just like, wow. I'm like, exhale, bro. Like, you've established, at least in my own Kevinness, like I'm good with where I'm at in my abilities, so I don't need to be out there like cutthroat. If I was,
Yeah.
like, I hope somebody come and slap me because Jesus, man. So it's just super easy to slide a little bit back into that character,
Yeah.
and then next thing you know, like
So imagine I've heard it said, and it's a good metaphor or analogy or whatever to think of, that your neural pathways are like a wheat field, right? And when you walk through the wheat field, you bend the stalks over behind you, but it doesn't necessarily break them or bend them down so far they'll kind of maybe regain their shape on their own in a couple days or whatever. And then, but then the more you walk those pathways, the more you crush down that wheat in the wheat fields. You create those ruts, those actual ridden pathways. Now, if those pathways are also riddled with positive emotion, excitement, adrenaline, competition, fun, personal growth, personal, excel, like just all this stuff connecting to your heart in a lot of ways and all that shit. It's really intense. So it connects with a lot of visceral emotions. It's like not only stamping down that path, it's like building this beautiful path that you love to walk down. And if you're not thinking about it, like if you're not balancing your ego in whatever ways that works for you, then you can just slip right into those old habits. They're literally old neurological pathways and programs. And the cool thing about that is that they can be changed. Like that our ego should progressively not be a battle with our ego, but really an integration or an internal balance where we don't have to fear slipping into things. We can find a way that neuroplasticity is like making the wheat field completely normal again, as if it never been walked through.
It's epigenetics. It's rising above the genes and the fucking
yeah. One connection to neural networks. I mean, obviously you got spores and you're doing your thing and you've done that for a long time with mushrooms and shit. So like that connects to neurology too. And so even with like an intention or meditation that you don't want to have to battle your ego anymore and like try to really do this to balance it out, like, knock yourself down or something just because it balances it and it works. I'm not saying it's bad, but if you feel like it'd be nice to have a better coherence with your own ego, like that's achievable for sure. You're just really finding balance. I mean, if you really want to simplify it, you're finding balance within your own neurology.
Okay.
And then it traces to everything else, though. Your neurology in my perspective at this point, your neural pathways, when they fire at a certain way and wherever they're connected, they create their own sacred geometry that finds resonance, not just with physiological aspects inside your own body, but also with those memories or anything that those fields are connected into. So, like, there's a really cool verse in the Bible about Leviathan. I think Leviathan, it says something to the effect of Leviathan rules over the entire world, all the hearts of the proud, or something like that. So the way I understood that, so Leviathan being an energy that surrounds the earth like a morphogenic field.
Sure.
And when people move into pride, then they pop up on its radar. So then it can move its tentacles through them, throughout the earth, right? Embody them because they're matching its frequency because it owns that realm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so there's just really interesting dynamics there, but ultimately you can be sovereign in anything's realm, so you don't have to, just because you're in there, you're screwed, or better get out of here. I mean, sometimes you do need to get out of certain places. Like it's like, oh yeah, I shouldn't be here right now. I'm out. But being able to rewalk those pathways through different experiences, different intentions, really, it finds a beautiful balance with your ego. So your ego changes, really. Our personality or ego completely changes. A lot of times it's explaining, like a lot of my anti-gen experiences have been very and even before that, throughout my life, really understanding for some core level the importance of integrating my spiritual awareness and experiences to feel it in this body with understanding awareness. Like my ego needed to understand too, not just check out and do all the spiritual shit.
Right.
And so a lot of my experiences too, that my my spirit or my soul, whatever, is like in partnership with my ego, where we're trying to bring him along as quickly as possible. We're not just leaving him alone. We're not even leaving him behind and doing our thing, like bringing him along in a way that's fun and condescending. So finding joy, meeting me where I'm at, my certain awarenesses and life circumstances and all that shit. And so it's great because it goes the other way too. I mean, the ego has to, like, even when I was doing ketamine the other night for the first time,
Ooh.
it was yeah, and I did like I did 2 bumps of 90 milligrams.
Ooh.
Yeah, now thinking about it, I'm like, okay, next time I do that, I'm gonna do bumps of like 20, maybe 30 milligrams.
Yeah, man.
And spread that out a little bit.
Wow.
But anyway, so like, yeah, so so for me, that was very different. I've done a lot of different entheogens at this point, but that was a different kind of experience for sure. But my point in this dynamic of it, I was remember having like my coaching my ego through the experience, like when like any trip or whatever. It's like if there's something new or weird, it's being able to let my little self. And my little self, I feel like is
so you wouldn't like
well
lose your shit and like because it was foreign, basically.
Well, totally. Yeah, so like navigating foreign terrain with confidence or without being in fear. You know, knowing like okay,
son of a bitch, I gotcha.
Yeah, but it's even my ego realizing on its own. It's not having to go to my higher self to be taught. It's like getting it just understands, right? This is my role. This is how I like. I remember melting into the spiral, the K-hole, and shit different times, and like, right? But it's like I can't do anything about it. It's like I'm going, and I'm going in a way that my consciousness, my psyche is disconnected in a way, or it's experiencing things in a way I don't know how to navigate. It's weird. Like I was saying. It's like you get super stoned or something, or different dynamics. You can like go behind your eyes, like suck into the back of your head, right?
Sure, yeah.
But this one was more like my consciousness was within my entire like auric field or some shit. So it wasn't like outside my body looking at my body. It was just my consciousness was very echoey and like I don't know, it was very big in the room.
Right.
And then that was my awareness, and then when everything started melting, like there's no conscious reference. I mean, it's not like anything, you know, LSD or mushrooms or anything of DMT. None of that. It's totally different. Mm-hmm. I had the main part of my ego let go, right? Because this is a new way of detaching from reality, as I've always known it, even during that experience. So I could spiral down, free flow instead of resisting shit.
Right.
But learning how to, I don't know, just over time, learning how for my ego to go along. Willingly with the process because it understands the value in the whole thing. I mean, my ego always feels better for having detached from reality. Really, like anytime we come back from experience, my ego is like, "Holy shit, that was great! I needed that break from fucking just 3D shit or some shit." You know,
this is like it was scared to fucking death. Like I just remember the thoughts running through my head. I was like, "Oh my god, my mom's gonna come in the room and like she's gonna see me sprawled on the carpet and fucking she's gonna be like, ah!" Like I was like, "Fuck it!" Like and that was like the last thought I had before I fucking like so. But when I came back in, I remember still feeling that like I had that fear still, but then I was like, okay, I know where I am now. It's subsiding. I'm coming back down into. Let me not forget because it was trying to delete it like immediately.
Yeah.
Kept hitting the fucking delete button, but I was like, nope, reload. Nope, reloading.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely, 100%.
So,
and you're also doing neural pathways that way too, right? So it's trying to slip away and like. But you're re-ingraining those neural pathways. You're actually doing body work. It's consciousness work, but you're really also neurologically rewiring your vessel.
I just don't know. She put the stones in I don't even know, bro. Like it was something, and I did it was like that big of, like not even that big. It was little as fuck and it like did that to me. I'm just like, what happened? And like before that, I was going like I was doing the 1, the 2, the 3, and then I would get like right there, but it wouldn't happen. So I was just like, ah! And then she like comes through and puts Jenga together and like fucking, I'm like, ah! Fucking have my experience, man. I'm just like, what the fuck just happened, man? So I mean, but. It was that's not true because it was Shaman Jimmy sent us some DM and it was a totally tribal, like if that word makes sense, like
Totally. Yep.
vibe to it, and
Uh-huh.
we also he was not kind enough to send golden
What-
teachers as
What
well.
what color was the DMT? They saying?
I think it's yellowish.
Was it really thick and peanut buttery, or was it powder still?
It was powder.
Okay. So yeah, so I've noticed with the yellow or the more plant matter in it,
Mhm.
they tend to be you said tribal, but they also in general tend to be a lot softer experiences than the pure DMT, which is just fucking. It feels very. I mean, if you want rocket ship, I guess that's the traditional way to go, but that
And
one feels a lot
yeah.
more.
We
a
got
lot
that
more
shit. Yeah, that was a
a
bad.
lot more like the pure DMT. I guess I'm just trying to think about it now. I mean, because I've got several different kinds. I just haven't really done that one just by itself in a while, but it's because once we found the different other types you could make with more plant matter, we really enjoyed the additional streams of awareness that were
Have you done it
part of
with,
that
like,
experience.
Harmalas and shit like that. Have you done that? Like where you can actually
What's
like.
that?
Come on, man. Are you serious? Like.
What is it?
That fucking crazy guy that I was talking about earlier named Gordo, like his brain is just so crazy that he's introduced Harmalas, holy shit, into ayahuasca and DMT that makes them last 4 hours
Uh-huh.
instead of 4 minutes.
Right. Oh, dude, we were just talking about this. Okay, so
Yes.
not to name names, but there's a couple of us around here that we're trying to set up a time here so we can take. I think we're gonna take some Syrian rue beforehand,
Sure.
and then and then smoke, and then expecting that to last an hour to a couple hours.
Yeah, so that was the whole like, and then it made so that's what it made it ingestible, or like you know what I mean, what was not previously able to be done, like you can do now. And so it's Harmalas, which he called Changa or something like that. Like that guy's fucking mind is out there, and it's fucking like I'm sure you'd be following right along with it, like, no, I know what I'm saying. Like fucking when I followed his extraction on Harmala, that tech that he was going through, I'm like, I gotta fucking turn it off. I'm like, I can't, not right now. I'm like, I can't. I just couldn't process it at that point. You know what I mean? I came back to it and then I rewatched it, but it was at that point I was like, nope, I can't do it. Can't do it right now. Can't do it.
Yeah.
So it's just
Brady said yellow is full spectrum, or hold on, she said Syrian rue is Harmala.
She knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, she said Harmalas are also UV reactive.
That's right. He had it in the black light. He said, you know, you're getting a decent one when that shit is like fucking like.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, bright white.
Yeah.
She also said, or this is a little earlier, but Leviathan is an energy vampire.
Oh shit! You got bit by a fucking vampire.
Yeah, I mean in essence. But I don't know. Leviathan's a lot of things. There's a lot of things, a lot of different traditions. There's similar energies for sure, but it's really how you interact with it. But I found that one to be beneficial, at least in the way it cross applies with a whole bunch of other paradigms, not just Leviathan. But it is a good one. And there's a lot of text in like Enoch and stuff about Leviathan. Find out Leviathan is feminine.
Solar worship video I sent you?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I pulled those on Gaia, right?
Sad. Yeah, but that one in particular,
I've seen a lot of solar worship videos. I'll have to scrub through it at least. But no, I pulled it up and then opened it in a tab, and I just haven't got back to it.
It's just never like how purposely it was done, and in front of our face to this day, and like I just love that shit when it's just like A and here's B and look, you fucking dumb. like I'm just like
you know whose stuff I really used to appreciate and I don't anymore? Lifting the Veil. What's it, Cullen Smith or whatever? He's got the long blonde hair. He does all those, like, he's done hundreds of videos at this point. He had some great ones early on. They're still good today, but I feel like he's just gotten really angry and really kind of, it's like, dude, you got some good stuff, but there's so much other commentary in here that like, too bad. Like I was actually subscribing to him for Patreon for a while because I really, really appreciate his material, and it just took a turn in the last like year. I felt for me, I was like, that's fine. I got other things to invest in, like the Shipibu tribe.
Do you mean like the dude? They're not the dude that did it. I'm thinking of the guy who did 5-MeO, and that's all he did.
No, this isn't that guy.
You know what I'm talking about, though.
No, but I know it's not this guy. I don't think he's ever done that.
Like, I can't remember that. Dude, I'm having such a shit show tonight. Like, I can't remember a damn. Like, short term is fucked. But
You haven't smoked anything in years, bro. What's going on?
hey, man, like, give me some gummies and if there's hash around, I'm all about it. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not gonna front like that.
Don't get it twisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not gonna front like that. Like edibles, I'm good. Like, yes, it's just something in like whether it's a sativa or whatever. Like, something happened in here where like smoking just like I got super like the wrong kind of paranoid. Like, not the kind of like, oh, it makes me aware and I can manage it. Like, no, I was like thinking people were talking about me, and it was very like I was like, I'll burn this fucking house down. Like I was just like, I was like, what? I was like, what are you doing? I'm like, quit. That next day, I was like, that's it.
So you're saying cannabis got violent for you, and that's why you quit?
I was like, that ego. I don't know who that guy was. Like, it was scary, man. I was like, when would I ever have a thought like that coming through my consciousness? Like, I'll burn this whole fucking house down. Like, because I heard somebody, or I thought I heard somebody saying that, and it was like I was fucking just took a 6-footer, man. I was fucking high as shit. Like, come on. You just fucking, you were like, you fucking, it was probably like a heavy, like we didn't get good until 10 years after, like, I had fucking stopped smoking it. Like, we had the brick shit Mexican fucking ditchweed that you would break open pounds and you would find like other shit that they weighted it down with in there. That's
wow.
Like, we would get like 40, 50 pounds at a time and bring us. It's fucking disgusting, like horrible, man. But those are the people that I fucking hung out with. Why wouldn't I? Like, it was, I mean, never wanted for nothing. So shit. But it was that kind of like gross. It was like all these mash. You'd come off the ship, and then from there we'd meet them, always Jamaican, and fucking carrying Uzis and just very. I'm just like, wow, how did I get here, man? Like, it was very questionable. But
hey, look who's back! It's Zach.
Hi.
Zach's back.
How's it going?
It's going good. Now that you're here, I can actually step outside and smoke because I didn't want to leave Kevin on the screen by himself.
There we go.
What happened, man? You get some shut eye, or did you do some dancing with some gloves?
Dropping some deucins.
I ate some food and I
Pushed it
smoked
out?
weed and
Word.
had a
What?
drink, and I went to the bathroom. I talked to
You gotta-
Jen a little bit.
You got to get that distillate
many
pen, bro.
things.
And you can do it on camera.
Nah.
You have a love-hate relationship with distillate, right?
Oh no, I mean, not really. You know, it's all right. Like, I've had a lot of it in my life, and I don't know. Nothing wrong with it.
Okay, so Kevin was just talking about buying 50 pounds of shit weed at a time, where they would weight down the middle of the bricks.
It was
They break them open.
disgusting.
That's horrible.
Yeah, it was gross.
It's
You'd
disgusting.
find like literally like clover leaves in the middle of the brick content. Was, I think they were like 10 to 20 pound, like they would come compacted and shit. That's the kind of weed that I smoked. There was no kind what? Like, fucking good luck on that shit.
Yeah, I remember back in that day, the brickweed was about all you could get, unless you really knew a guy. You needed to know a good guy.
That guy. I know that guy right there.
Yeah. We used to get this bricked weed that just reeked of diesel gasoline because of the way that it was transported.
Oh, I was just about to say, it's perm. It's PCP. If that's what's up. Were you high stepping like Aaron?
No, it was totally just weed. It's just the way they brought it in was being like false holes of diesel gas tanks, and it would leave these bricks just smelling just horrible. I mean, We literally called it diesel weed. This is before there was like the good diesel strain.
Right.
When that first came around in my life, people were like trying to sell me diesel weed for these like obnoxious prices, and I was like, dude, why would I buy? That's not even good, because we had like a totally different name for it, and then I had to actually like see it first, and I was like, oh wait, this isn't diesel, and they're like, oh, that's what we call it, and I'm like, no, no, diesel is $120 a quarter pound. Okay, like this is not diesel. You got the wrong stuff here.
I think Frank's got some really good diesel. Actually, come think of it, he's got some other Rainbow Skittles, some other shit.
Yeah, we're in California, so we got
fucking high step
more
like
weed
a
than you know what to
motherfucker.
do with in this state.
I think
Yeah, no doubt.
I can imitate myself much better when I'm not typing how I sounded that night at the show when I was all fucking. It was, but in my fucking head, it was flawless shit going down. I was shooting off people, and I'm like, oh my god, it happened. Like I was mortified, man. Remember my ego being like that's right. I worked so hard to get to that point and just shit the bed, like
Right.
fucking, because I stepped my way up to the stage, and then literally like ran. I literally dropped the mic, so it was like boom, and then I kind of fucking high stepped my way off to the like fucking. Oh my god!
Did you get a recording of it after?
I feel that shit still, man. I'm just like,
Did you get hold on? Did you get a recording of it?
No, I don't need a recording of that shit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
you
don't
just
need a
ingrained it in even worse. But it'd just be funny if you actually heard it.
It was just so crazy.
Watch you hear a recording though, and it was the dopest shit that you ever heard. You're like, what
my
the
God.
fuck?
I was like, holy shit!
What was going off? What happened?
Nobody touching me tonight, boy. And I see these looks, and I know what those mean. I'm just like, then the like process, and I was like, oh
Yeah.
my fucking god!
How much did you have that night?
You could have had a cool moment, and now you're just a dude.
How much did you have that night that put you over?
Like, you know what? I got my nights, but you know what it was that night? It was PCP that had me fucking high step. That it was like
All right.
my boy lighted up when I still smoked. He fired up a blunt, and oddly enough, they were standing downwind, so I didn't smell it. So they're kind of after I fucking once you hit it, then I kind of was like, you fucking son of a bitch, like, because that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Really,
What?
one hit? It fucked you up like that?
Well, and then once it's in your system, like it's all already kind of there. And like when I was smoking, like I wasn't like, I come and get it. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just like, fucking. Exactly. And then I was just like, as all the smoke's spilling out of my mouth, I'm just like, you fucking.
Like Snoop Dogg in Half Baked, where he asked for a hit, and then he hits it like 57 times. It's like, I ain't even hit it yet.
Driveway. It took me a half an hour to get to the fucking stage. Like, I was just like, but somewhere my ego told me, I got it. You got it, dude. Don't worry about that shit. You couldn't see because it was so dark. So it wasn't like good lighting. So I was just like, wow. Let me go try and entertain some strangers.
Sounds like a good idea.
Fucking worst idea ever. But that was an experience, and I still feel that right here. And I'll never do that again. Once was enough. Once was enough, man. But it's just
I got a lot of those.
like,
You know, you try something for the first time, and you know it's just not for you, and then the last 6 or 8 more hours.
I got 5 letters like that. NBOME.
BOME? What's that?
It is a complex that was originally made to be similar to LSD, but it is extremely harsh on the body, and it reaches like peak doses at lower levels, and many people have died from it. It's not that good. Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be sold a lot of the time as LSD because people didn't really like know any better. You know,
Yeah.
it would come on hits and shit. This is where the original terminology, if it's bitter, it's a spitter, comes from. Is because N-bomb, you can taste N-bomb, and yeah,
wasn't that a fucking a character's name in a fucking movie?
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I don't even remember
okay,
what
and
it
that's the
actually
stuff.
means is some
And that's
weird.
the stuff. It's because what they cut it with or some shit, right? I mean, so they have the test, the reagents or shit now that you can make sure that doesn't have too much of that in there. I don't think you can tell it's perfectly pure, but you can see if it's tainted with that shit too much.
I mean, that depends on what you say by tainted. Some people like N-bomb.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Right.
So
there are those. There's some.
yeah.
Is it what's it like? Why would they? I mean, what's the body high like, or what's the experience like that they?
It's a
some people
lot like
enjoy?
LSD, but with just a really harsh body high. Like that constricting feeling that you get on LSD, especially when it's like a lot of LSD.
Okay.
That constricting.
Nope, don't know that one
feeling-
yet.
That constricting feeling starts pretty low on M-bomb, where you feel like your internal organs feel like they're being kind of squeezed from the outside of them.
I wonder if people's Asperger's like that.
A lot of grit in your teeth. Like I
Oh my God.
absolutely demolished a washcloth one night just from sitting there chewing on it. Like it was a brand new washcloth, and by the end of the night, it was like a tiny little rag that had been ripped to pieces.
Good thing you had something to chew on, man. It could be in your teeth by the morning.
Yeah, I don't know how it didn't destroy my teeth in the process of it. It's pretty gnarly, anyways. But I mean,
I've had to-
that'll happen with high dose LSD too. I mean, like anytime you start getting above like 1,000 mics, you're gonna get a lot of teeth gritting, for
See,
sure.
and that's another thing I haven't been able to like bring myself into is like how it's dosed today in the micro, like the versus like we just had like fucking rip sheet. It's like,
Okay, so I tried microwaving Lucy the other day, and it was a gel sheet, and I was handling it right. I left a thumbprint on the back of the gel sheet, and I was like, I don't know if this will be a quarter hit. And it definitely felt like more like 1.5 or so. And I was like, yep, I shouldn't have handled that the way I did. Good to know.
Yeah.
The point of micro is to be sub psychedelic, because I understand. I mean, at least with mushrooms, it is for sure. So try to break up the gel ones. It's nice because you can break them up into just use a blade and break them up real easy.
oh my God, I saw this tech where the dude took the shrooms and made the blue juice.
Oh, I haven't seen it. What is that?
I'm fucking doing that shit.
What is it? What do you mix it with?
Oh my God, it's just
Honey?
ice cubes and fresh. As you pull them, you immediately put them in with ice cubes, and you put them in the refrigerator, and it starts to form this blue, and it's 100% pure extract that you can make ice cubes from. And the dude even had had the ice cubes that were already 100, and he made the juice on top of that were fucking already 100. I was just like, man, and it looks like some dark blue Kool-Aid, but it's straight psilocybin. Like, whoa, yeah.
Cool. Is it pre-digested? Is it psilocybe going in?
Hey, man, I'm sure like
It
technology.
looks more specifically.
Did you find it? Or you're gonna bust
This.
some juice out? That would be awesome.
Ooh, there we go.
Yeah,
Interesting.
That blue juice.
Look at that, man. That looks so fucking fancy. That's a fancy way to do plant medicine.
No.
You see that at a ceremony? That'd be fucking cool, man. You have a bunch of 6, 8 of those glasses set out, blue glasses. That'd be fucking cool, man. We should do that shit.
And that's what I was
flame.
like just the taste of because it's like 100% like fuck you up.
Oh, you shoot! I bet you shoot that shit, man. You don't taste that.
Would it ruin it?
If you tasted it?
No. If you tried to add, say, a sugar granule.
Oh, sometimes I don't know. I mean, you'd have to read through their description on why they did it the way they did. Hopefully, they articulated what works and doesn't work.
For me,
because of fucking Reddit and forums, man, and fucking Facebook groups. Like, people write some really fucking articulate shit on there. It's super helpful.
I'm just saying. I was fucking.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that you can keep it frozen and stuff. I'm kind of reading a Reddit thread on it right now.
See, told you.
He said one guy. It was named after him who figured it out, and he just said it's very counterintuitive to how all the other extractions go. And
Cool. Right on.
immediately You take them and you chop them up, and then you throw them in with some ice cubes and shit, and then I was just like, wow, yeah, and then
Yeah.
it's a 5-day process, but it goes well, just that color blue liquid, but then from that blue liquid, you can make ice cubes in the trays and all that kind of shit too. And you just, woo!
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
just-
right on.
It
What,
tastes-
what I'd be really interested in is then like using it with basically as the water base for your gelatin mixtures and making like gelatin gummies out of it.
Yeah.
yeah.
The question is like the question is science, really.
Science!
The question will not be a question for long, I'll tell you that much.
Maybe we can play with that one on there, Zach. We'll see what we can do.
You've
I like
got to be
alchemy.
with Science.
Science and alchemy.
So what's the name of that? What's the official Reddit thread name of this drink, this concoction?
I don't know that it's the official Reddit thread, but
Or what are people throwing out for names of it? Have you seen any names or titles?
that literally there's a thread that I just linked that's called Project Blue Juice. It was posted
Awesome.
a year ago, but
Instead of Project Blue Book or Blue Beam, Blue Juice. I like it.
there's really it's not a very good thread.
Paul Staymates.
Stamets.
Stamets, whatever the fuck. Come on,
Someone
man.
does claim in here that there is an article on DMT Nexus that's supposedly debunking this. I don't know.
Oh,
Really?
I'll be looking it up right now.
Yeah,
and
I ain't
I
wasting
shall
time.
report back later.
Okay.
it's the other thing too. Even it depends on how they debunk it, because like based on certain things, that's fine. But at the same time, if like you see enough in the recipe that makes sense to you, like fucking, we're trying it, man. Even if other people
I mean, yeah,
shit
he
on it.
wasn't doing anything crazy. He literally just let it fucking over the course of those 5 days, 5-6 days, just let him in it. Whee!
Yeah, I mean, sounds very intriguing. Faux show.
For show, son. For show.
Faux show, yo.
For show, yeah.
This guy says in here, and he sounds smart. When someone says something like this, I usually believe them. He
Do
also
it.
quotes Max Planck in his signature on here. Experiments are the only means of attaining knowledge at our disposal. The rest is poetry, imagination. So he probably knows what
Yeah.
he's talking about. And he says, if one were to decant the liquid off and dry the crystals, one would actually find that they are not really crystals at all, but fungal structural proteins bound to alkaloids. There's no way to
Oh,
isolate
yeah.
pure psilocybin just by freeze precipitation. So, not
Way to
possible.
suck the life out of what I was just talking about, man. Jesus.
Yeah, but so
Hey,
it feels
man,
like-
if I
no, it
wouldn't have
feels
sucked
like-
the life out of it, I would have breathed the life into it, I assure you.
Yeah, but I feel
So-
like you could still take aspects of that maybe and then pre-convert it with a citrus or something and then make the juice. I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
There's
there
probably
are
a way
ways to
work.
get it out of there, just not with freeze precipitation alone.
Yeah.
That's why I was really interested in it, because the other processes require a lot more work.
Right.
And if you could literally just like, if you could get a liquid psilocybin, like you can do whatever you want if you can get it liquid, basically.
Exactly.
It's fucking game over. You can make anything out of it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if this stuff was actually real like this, technically you could juice that up in a syringe and slam it intravenously
Wow.
if you
I mean,
wanted to.
woo!
So, I mean, that's going fucking hard. I would never recommend that. There's no reason. Although, however, actually, the work of Dr. Rick Strassman with intravenous DMT and having
Oh, yeah,
like
he did have
purposeful
good-
drips
Yeah.
to keep people in a
Yeah,
deep
that's different.
experience,
For sure.
very, very good.
Yep.
That's interesting as well. But
Yep.
yeah, still. I mean, my personal. You guys were talking about the DMT earlier and the plant nature stuff in it and things like that.
Mhm.
I find that for the most part, plant spirits seem to get a bit mad at you when you start extracting them. And the more you extract them and the more purity you get to, the more, well, mad at you they are when you use them. Salvia's fucking known for this. People who do like 100x salvia almost never have a good time. But if you like, or if you sublingually do it, like you have to take like a mouthful, like 28 grams or so of like fresh leaves, and just stick them in your mouth and chaw on them for a while. You'll get an oral trip like that. Or if you smoke dried leaves, you can get a really, really like basically no one has problems with it with dried leaves. So it's just the plant and no extract at all. the problem with plant matter is that functionally, like in a standard salvia plant, you probably need to hit it's a really big bong hit, like 0.3, 0.4 of a gram, and you need to be able to take it in like one pull if you're trying to like blast off like that. If you really want to do it with dried leaves, you want to leverage the reverse tolerance of salvia and just keep hitting it until it's done the trick.
So you're talking to somebody who's not actually there, right?
That's my line. That's where that's where I'm like, okay, this is working. That is a problem. Sometimes the people who are there, you think they might not be there, but they seem like they're there. But are they really there? Would they say that? No,
Dude,
they
who
wouldn't
cares?
say that.
What a great conversation.
Wait, who am I
observe
talking
and have.
to? Is
Yeah.
this me? Who are you?
Like,
Why are you doing this to me? Wait a minute. Who are you? Okay, we got there. That's basically how it usually goes, because you get confused about your reality, and when you get confused, you're like Zen Cohen, and then it's easy to pop out.
Yeah.
Yeah, dried leaf salvia is amazing. If you get like your own process down with it, you can be very ceremonial with it. What I like about it is that in order to make it happen, you have to like commit to the process, right? Like even when you're already still like, you're still like packing bowls and hitting them down as fast as you can, and then packing more and hitting it, and like the more that you just fade, it's basically until you're like completely gone. You just keep hitting it. You know what I mean? And then you'll get like a nice little
guide, or like it's a smart idea to have. I've never done like
that. Depends on your own personal like levels of comfort and stuff.
Like that. Yeah.
So I mean, like I can tell you that it is possible to get caught in loops where you will smoke significantly more salvia than you intended to.
Oh.
So I mean, like I had a plan on one night to basically just like sit down and smoke enough to basically get done. And usually for me, that'd be like a gram and a half, just pushing through it. When I came back, I probably smoked about like 5 grams, but it was because I went on this little like weird trip where I kept coming back to this waiting room where there was basically, so there was like 2 suburban looking individuals with the typical salvia enormous smiles on their face.
Right.
And they were dressed up like, button-up shirt, tight to the collar, had like glasses and everything, typical suburban person. And they just listened to me, and they were very interested in whatever I was talking about. And they just smiled really huge and like nodded their head and agreed with whatever I said. But I was telling them, because I had been trying to like actually get off with the dried salvia for a while, and it wasn't working. And so I was basically telling them over and over, see, this doesn't work for me. Like, I'll prove it to you. I'll even smoke more. And then I would get looped back to the same place and have the same conversation, then loop back to the same place and have the same conversation. I have no idea how many times it happened. I know eventually at one point in time I had a deep enough experience that when I like snapped back into reality for a second, I was like, okay, I'm fucking good. Like, I'm fucking good now. And that was isolated in this really quick process where like I hit it again. I looked at my bong, the like reflection of my car in the bong, like filled out fractally throughout all of reality. All of a sudden I see this conveyor belt move. I move into the bongs. I look around at the other bongs, and now it's just like a bunch of glass cylinders that are my face wrapped around them, moving on this like conveyor belt. The conveyor belt like goes this way, but feels like I'm falling back this way, like opposite to the direction it was going. And then it twists over on itself and comes back like on what would be like the roof, right? Like it and then went back like this. And when it did that, they were all like lining out over the top of it. And eventually when enough of it happened, I've somehow realized that it was the roof of a school bus. And at that point in time, my bong turned into liquid, like liquid glass, and dripped down onto the floor of the bus. And when it hit the floor of the bus, I recoagulated straight back up, sitting there in lotus position in a light body. And I looked to the front of the bus, and all like the bongs went away, and it got completely flat, like actually a bus that the outside of it was like some kind of crazy fucking hyperspace outside the windows, but it was super chill inside the bus. And I looked forward, and the bus driver like stood up, turned around, looked at me. It was me looking at me with a gigantic salvia grin on my face. And like when I looked at myself, my perspective basically like zoomed in towards its mouth and hit a white light, and the white light like bled out, and then it went black, and then I opened my eyes and I was like back in reality, and I was like, whoa, that's good enough. Like we got there. We got there. This works. This clearly works. Like,
And then I went
super
to
weird.
work.
So coincidentally, the next many people that I had use salvia saw me on a school bus in their trip without me telling them this story.
There it is.
Pretty weird. Like they would come back and there's like a song about a school bus. And, you were there, Zach, but you were driving the bus. And I'd be like, so let me tell you a story.
Wow.
Awesome.
I'm a big fan of salvia. Like honestly, I think I like salvia more than any other psychedelic.
I am so stoked to do that.
That's a crazy good story. Yeah, and I, my friends, like, I just never been around it in its proper setting where it could have been done. What that would have made me comfortable. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah.
if it's a first time, I always gonna take my approach to it and not fucking just fucking
Yeah.
like I didn't.
That's what I was kind of saying, like about this approach. You really got to commit to the approach and really, like, you know, sit down with your bong and your bag of salvia and hang
Yeah.
out with it for a while. Like, you just keep hitting it until it works. You know what I mean? And who knows how that long that's gonna take. So it's very much so like I've sat down how I actually the best combination. Okay, you take like a load, like 1 to 1.5 grams of mushrooms. And then you smoke not indica, specifically sativa. I tried with indica, not the same effect, not anywhere near as enjoyable. Much more like feeling like you're going backwards. I don't know how else to explain it really. Like it's backwards as opposed to the sativa one. It's kind of weird. But nevertheless, and then like mix bowls of pretty much like 3/4 of salvia dried leaf and like 1/4 of sativa, and then just sit there and keep like roasting those bowls from basically like 15 minutes after you take the mushrooms until the mushrooms come on, and you'll probably have it time if you load the bowls out right, you'll have it timed where you've smoked enough salvia that kind of like you finally get stoned, the mushrooms finally kick in, and the salvia hits at the same time, and it's an incomparable feeling. The feeling
Awesome.
I've done a lot of different things to obtain
yeah.
feelings, and this feeling is better than those things. So very good.
You like
So-
riding a unicorn and Ron Burgundy, like I freaking love you.
And what's cool is you can like you can stay in on it too, and like you could definitely do this as like a hangout at a party and just feel fucking amazing the whole time. Like if you just had like a bunch of like blunts rolled with like mostly salvia dried leaf, you know, maybe 25% of sativa, and you just like ate the mushrooms beforehand, and then you just walked around smoking blunts the whole time. And if you felt yourself start to like whoop out, just like give yourself, just like put it out for like a couple minutes until you feel like sober enough, and then just boom, start hitting it as hard as you can again and get right back to the place. Like you can fucking modulate it real good.
Awesome.
So
That's
it's
cool.
real good.
That's like
Blue Dream
Michael-
sounds necessary for this. It could probably do the trick. So yeah.
Yeah.
What did I don't even remember what I had when we were doing this.
It's like microdosing DMT, like being able to stay in whatever zone you want to stay in. And you just really just ride that out, like doing it on a vape.
Sure. I
Yeah.
think like probably low dose LSD and like microdosing
What the
DMT
hell
every
does that
15
mean?
minutes during it would probably be amazing. Never done that.
Well, that sounds like something we might have to try.
So
What does that even mean? What is it? A micro? A low
DMT? Like
No, no,
low or
LSD.
what?
Oh,
I mean, I'd say when I say low dose, I mean like 1 hit or 2 hit, where you know you're not gonna have like a fucking, oh my god, I'm like blacking out, having fucking telepathy with the people around me type of experience, but rather like, okay, I'm definitely feeling that L. You know what I mean? Like
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
feeling that, and then also you're just like layering this like low doses of DMT to get like the extra good buzzy feeling that it generates right before liftoff.
Right.
Just to like completely kill any negative effect you might have of the LSD and any potential cramping in your face from how fucking hard you're going to be laughing the whole time.
awesome.
Like, let's face it, you're gonna laugh constantly doing that. Like, everything's gonna be hilarious, and you're never gonna be able to stop laughing.
Awesome. Yeah, that has to happen.
Oh, the
That's my
echoes of
vortex.
that laughter would be great. Like, I honestly, that's
doubt.
what always got me with, especially with like higher dose LSD, is how insanely much laughter would echo when I was like, like I would laugh one time like that, and I feel like I would just hear it for the rest of the night. And every time I laughed like that, it would layer over it. And by the end of the night, I was like, it was like off in the distance all the time. Like it just kept layering. It's like my mind remembered the same little laugh, but like even just the one, like I don't know, it's so great. Like you've had a really good L trip that night. Like you were fucking floored by it. And like now you're back, but you're not really totally back yet. And you're sitting out on the porch and it's fucking still dark out and it's nice and cool. And you're smoking a cigarette trying to kind of fucking land, but you're just laughing about all this dumb shit that you think about.
Yeah.
That moment, the laughter echoes really bad.
Awesome. Ingraining that in. That's cool.
I love that laughter. Like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. We had the same plug for L for a very long time when we were younger, and he always had exactly the same L. And because of that, we were able to really like tune it in real good, and we had like gotten the timing based on dosage down to like we could stagger doses based off what you were going to dose so that you would come down right as the sun came up, because you can have this moment where you just like opened the door and burst out onto the porch and you felt fucking amazing. You felt so amazing. Just like you were like, I have made it, and the sun is casting upon, and you're just like, oh, and all your worries went away, and you were just so perfectly ready for the next day. You hadn't slept for a fucking second, and you were ready to do whatever you needed to do.
That is how
It was
all my
amazing.
experiences have been so far. All of them. Like I maybe get an hour or two of sleep, but the next day is great. If I get any sleep at all, it's just fucking wonderful the whole day.
If you time the wave out right with the sunrise, you need no sleep. You could never sleep again, I think.
You feel
this.
great. That's great.
Oh god, it's so rejuvenating. So
Totally.
unbelievably. I have probably 500 like amazing memories in my mind of being on the exact same porch at that time of day with that experience with like friends of mine that we were like a really tight knit group of friends, and like, oh my fucking god, it is so good. Shout out to all those guys. You know who you are.
Yeah, that's
Or do any of us know who we are anymore?
Dun, dun, dun. Meow.
I had to throw a damn fucking. There it goes. There it goes. There's the pitch.
So, yeah. LSD.
Wow.
My Problem Child. That's a good book by Albert Hoffman. Everyone should read it. I just happened to I had this N-bomb wiki up because I was trying to see what that complex actually, what the name actually means, which I never actually even got to. But it says in here, street and media nicknames for this drug are, and the last one is wizard medication.
Shut up.
That's what I got. Wizard medication?
For the blue juice?
No, for M-bomb.
Oh, that's what. Okay, I thought that's funny because I thought that first, and I thought it was by the blue juice, and that would also be really funny. Wizard's Mess and the blue concoction.
Right here. Wizard's medication.
Solaris Smiles or Wizard medication. I love that shit. It's so cool they do that.
Oh man. Yeah. N-bomb's not bad. You just want to know that you're actually getting
Holy
that.
shit! I
not
picked
something
this up
else.
like it was a glass of fucking tea and put it up to my mouth, and had that shit been open, that would have been a fucking game over right there. Game over. Oh man. I think I was like vicariously living through your stories there, buddy. Like that. I just started trying to break. Shit, it's like full top on everything. It's like boom. Wow.
Oh man. That was a fun childhood that I lived in that other lifetime. It wasn't this one.
Mine was pretty entertaining as well. I'm sweating balls right now for some reason.
All right. Well, we are about 11:30. I'm kind of thinking about getting some sleep tonight. Aaron did not sleep at all last night. I slept for about 3 hours.
You guys look
I did get 3 hours.
through the treasure like fucking sleep is good every so often. Yeah.
Every so often. If you don't time your L trip right, yeah.
I mean,
guess you gotta get sleep.
Exactly.
For this weekend, right? This weekend's festivities and such. You got to be all rested and good.
Yeah.
I guess we're just gonna have to time our L right.
Yeah. Well, I'm stockpiling sleep right now too. Also.
Well, I'm glad that you still have people in the chat, man. Fucking didn't shut all that shit down and stuff.
13 people.
That's good.
Well,
It's
we
awesome.
really appreciate you coming on tonight, Kevin. It was good to meet you and actually talk to you for one time. Sorry, I pieced out for a little while. Had to eat and do other things, and then I came back. So.
And shared some awesome
I've
stories.
been doing podcasts all day long. I hosted the first podcast at 1 o'clock, another one at 5 o'clock. I was building overlays and networking and advertising in between that, and I slept for 3 hours and got up at 10 and started doing that. So I'm on hour 13 and a half of podcasts basically right now.
Go night. Fucking
Xan's was what, 2.5 hours? Jen's was 2. Plus ours is like 4. Yeah. That's just direct podcasting, let alone everything related
2 hours
to it.
for them. And then we're like 3 hours and 20 minutes.
I think we got to be averaging
time
4
now.
They will come. So all that work will pay off.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, like it's already paying off in a bunch of ways, but it's like honestly, the only reason we don't have a bunch more people in here is because I've been too busy getting stuff set up, getting stuff organized that I haven't marketed properly. So
nice.
It's really meager marketing at this point in time.
And at least you know that.
Yeah.
That's another.
Which is fine because the more we just do shows, we build more chemistry and seed into our own grooves together, and so it's cool.
Got to make micro content and stuff. A lot of it is constantly leveraging stories and Instagram lives and stuff. I have a huge Instagram following, and I'm just lazy. And if I could get 1/10 of my Instagram following here, we would not be able to interact with chat anymore.
That's what's up.
Awesome.
But at any rate, that's actually not necessarily a good thing. It's great that we got the people that we have here because you guys are the core of something new emerging in the world and many individuals working together, including Kevin and Aaron here. I appreciate you guys so much, but everyone in the chat as well, and everybody who knows you're connected with us or wants to tune in and be connected with us. We're more than happy to have you. So please like and subscribe and do all those things. And look forward to all the wonderful things we're doing. Keep helping us out, helping Indigenous people and ourselves live a much better life. Jen will be doing her show again tomorrow at 5 o'clock. That's going to be a daily thing, unless for some reason we let you know otherwise. We'll be back again at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Lots of stuff to do for stuff that's coming up for this community. But you guys that are here and you that are here, Kevin and Aaron as well. You guys make me really want to do this. I'm very happy. Like when I say that I've been doing this for 13.5 hours, I didn't do even a single second of that going, oh, now I got to do the thing. My day felt like it was fucking amazing all day long. And I spent the whole day basically doing that. And I'm very happy for that. And I'm very happy to bring this forward for all you guys and leverage the skills that I have collected in my life to be able to do this. And really, I have enormous plans. If you guys want to do enormous things, really commit. And I have enormous plans. So
we don't think any differently.
Go as far as I can. So, Kala, we will see you soon. Willow, sweet dreams to you as well. Mello, good night. Looking forward to seeing you as well. Looks like we're going to have a nice little get-together. Unfortunately, we have not figured out how to craft properly functioning paranormal portals in real life yet. Otherwise, we could port, Kevin and Frank and Paul over for one night of fun. So, Anyways, definitely make sure to keep up with the community so that when we do bring those portals online, you will have access to them and you can go anywhere you want in your mind, in the world, or in the universe, or in space or
Yeah.
time. We love all of you. Thank you for expanding
Yeah,
your
thank you very
understanding tonight,
much.
hanging out with us. We thank you, Kevin, again for being
Yeah.
here. Aaron, for
Expanding your
helping me do
understanding
something I've
into
wanted to be doing.
ISN paranormal portals. That's what we did tonight.
Crazy cipher.